sent out a lot of odds. Some we missed out by one, especially the Braga game, the one that ended with 0-0.
Yeah,
was very frustrating. You know, the in quote, the useless scoreline is 0-0. At least 3-3 will be okay. 2-2, 1-1 is okay, but 0-0 in the world of Panthers,
it's a very wicked scoreline.
yes, it's very wicked. And as I say in quotes, it's very useless. So yesterday we had a couple of odds, and we were able to cash out in various ones. Because the one we did live on air, we were able to give out about 5, and 4 of them we did cash out. Eventually, the final one didn't happen, but because we did cash out, and we were not greedy, as the rule number 5 says, so we were able to cash out and then made, small money. But the golden one was our 10 odds, which went through for us on Sporty Plug. So yesterday was nice. So we did the Champions League, and then we did the Europa League, and then Conference League. So we are hoping to continue today, whereby I will cover today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and probably the Monday night football.
Okay.
And we are looking forward to cash out again. Okay. Because as I said, those days you need to work so hard before you get something. But because you have your internet with your smartphone, why not make money?
So when should we tune into
Sporty Plug? Every weekday from 12:30 to 1:30.
Okay.
Yes, so
12:30 to 1:30.
As you are eating lunch.
Okay. Exactly.
Then you are listening.
You are listening. We are monitoring now. We'll be live on.
So do you have any other platforms apart from listening to the show? Do you have platforms where you drop the codes?
Oh yeah, we have
listeners can.
Yeah, we have a Telegram group.
Okay, Telegram group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sporty Plug. So when you join, you'll be able to get it.
Okay.
Some of the code we don't even say it's live. And
but there were issues. There were lots of complaints
during the Champions League. The Panthers or players on Sportybet had slight issue. They were not able to open their bet.
Okay.
Yeah, when you go to the app, you will see the open bet. That is where all your slips are. So once a while you go there and go and monitor.
Okay.
If the games are going on well for you, they give you cash out. Okay. As and when your matches are going on your way. So you'll be able to get a cash out. It depends on how much you wager and how much cash out you get. So some of them, they want to play safe, they don't want to be greedy, like some friends I know.
I have a friend called Olufu. When Olufu plays, he'll stake 100 cedis. When he sees cash out 120 cedis, 150 cedis, then he'll go and take it. Just 10 cedis, so he'll go and take. When he has potential win of 6,000, 7,000,
but the point
he'll go
is
and take the 150. He'll go and take the 120.
Yeah, but
small money.
What if it all goes to dust?
Okay.
What if it all
rule number
bends?
2?
Rule number 1 says stake with money we can afford to lose.
Less than 10 cedis, we lose 10 cedis.
So this weekend, I'm tempted to say I can afford to lose like 5K.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you give me cash out of 6K, and you mean if you be 6K, like we know they here.
Yeah. You see, he wants to go for the
like we know they here.
He wants to go.
You want to go for the big one.
You want to go for the machine. You want to break the machine.
You want to break which machine?
Yeah. So back to what I was saying. So they were not able to open their bet. So they had issue. Some were not happy with what happened, and yesterday we came here to explain it. And when you go to Twitter or X on Sportybet, handle, there's apology over there, and then they've explained it. That was a technical issue, and yesterday most of us testified it was smooth. We were able to cash out. We were able to refresh and we're able to,
Okay, so
do everything that we want. So it was okay.
So let me read the statement Sporty Bet put out. Okay. Now, so this is on the official handle of Sporty Bet on X.
Yes.
The official
Sporty
handle,
Bet.
yes, Sporty Bet official handle on X. Now, this is what it says. A technical issue temporarily affected the visible. Sorry, let me take it again. A technical issue temporarily affected the visibility of open bets for some users for a brief period during yesterday's evening's Champions League matches. So they're talking about Wednesday evening. So this statement came yesterday.
Yeah.
We understand how frustrating this would have been, especially during important live matches. The issue has fully been resolved. We are strengthening monitoring and safeguards to reduce the risk of a reoccurrence. Affected users will also be contacted directly with an apology from us. Thank you for your continued trust in Sporty Bet. We remain committed to providing a fair, transparent, and reliable betting experience. So,
so yesterday, for example, many of us
received bonuses.
Yes.
It's
free
true.
Bet.
Yes.
I had around 650 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, I got around 1,550.
Because I have like 10.
That explains. That should explain how they've been punishing me.
Yes, because I had about 3 accounts or 4 accounts. So 5. When I put everything together.
Do you know it's against the law to have the rules to have 3 or 4 accounts?
Oh,
do you know?
I am aware.
Okay. The day you get your 1.2 billion, when you're audited and they see the other accounts,
I'm fully
and they deny
aware.
you, don't cry.
I'm fully aware.
Okay.
I manage people's account for them. So you have to go. You have to ask me well.
Okay.
I manage people's account for them.
Okay. Okay.
Some of them, I've been saying that it's always your business to monitor your businesses. Some of them they cannot monitor. Yesterday, for example, you could not monitor your business. When you ask for code and we send a code to you, after saying congratulations,
I slept on the
he said, "Ooh."
Later, when he send the thing, I say,
yes. After sending you congratulations, you say, "Oh." So I manage people's account.
Okay.
This is a work we do.
Okay.
Betting is better.
Then you can manage an account for Nathan.
Betting is better than soccer. No, as I said, Nathan doesn't believe in this.
I just find, you see, I find the whole thing. Look, see, when the guys get it right and then they share the congratulations and things, it's great and everything. But you see, the when I watch them, right, the stress they go through, what is all this? Every 2 seconds you are refreshing, you are watching a game, even a game that you are not typically you should not be interested in. There you are checking who scored, who didn't score, how many corners, how many yellow cards. What is all this?
Once
it like they crack the code and they win, I'm happy for them. All the hard work.
These days, do you know the group of people who bet these days? Bankers.
Are you serious?
Oh. Nathan.
No, because they see money.
They see money. No, so nothing. They are not afraid of money.
They understand money multiplication.
Yes.
They understand money multiplication.
See, all my friends who work in the bank, they have different apps, and they win. Win correct cash. Yeah. So
no. See, in the world of betting, if you put away greediness, you will always win. At least you can win 500 Ghana cedis a day. At least.
Open an account for Nathan for me.
I don't know how.
Like what? If you play your cards right.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, for example.
So Nathan,
but in all of this,
you can start with an initial investment of 100.
Relax. In all of this, I think it's important to throw in the caveat.
Yes.
That people need to
bet responsibly.
Yes, and it is not for children.
Oh yes, of course.
Immortal, why are you looking at me?
No, as for the Sporty Bet app, if you are not 18, the app will not even allow you to create an account.
But somebody can fake their age.
No, you use Ghana card. You understand? So the verification will be
verify
Ghana
you.
card.
That's a good series of
where you find the under 18s are the open shops, those ones, those open gaming centers. That's where you find a lot of them.
They will not even allow you. They will look at your face and then point to
But you see, these days, You can't look at somebody and say you are not 18.
Okay.
You understand? Do you know Nkatia Boga? You know?
So you see, let's do our greediness, and every day we can win 500 Ghana cedis. We can start a project every day, giving odds, cash out within a period of time, within 24 hours, 500 Ghana cedis. You can get it.
Okay.
Even 1,000, you can get it. But because of greediness,
people don't want to take 500. They want more.
After all this talk, do you have something for the boys?
We have a
plug.
No, I'm not talking about the street. Do you have something for the men sitting here?
Oh, as I said, this is a poverty alleviation program. Sporty Plug is a poverty alleviation program.
So 12:30 we should tune in.
Exactly.
And we are in house, so we can even come and sit in the studio.
So you help us.
Oh,
It says 12:30.
you guys are not part of the street.
Thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, give us a call 0542571061 0542571061. We are previewing this weekend's football action, and of course, if you want to talk about the Australian Open Women's Final, you can talk about that as well. And currently on our screens, we have Alexander Zverev and Carlos Alcaraz in another tie break. Nathan, fourth set tie break for Alcaraz and Zverev. If you want to talk about that as well, you are free to do so. And you can talk about the games that will be coming up this weekend across the top flight leagues in Europe. There's English Premier League action. Manchester City, they would come up against Tottenham Hotspur. Man United play Fulham. Can Michael Carrick make it 3 in a row? We'll be talking about all of that on the show. There's Barcelona versus Elche, and there's Real Madrid versus Rayo Vallecano, as both teams look to undo each other as they chase the La Liga title. So give us a call, 0542 571061 0542 571061. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they travel to Pando to take on Pando Heart of Lions in one of the big games of the round. And then Heart of Oak would also play Bechem United. All of those games will be previewing for you on the show this morning. So just give us a call and let's get talking. If you want to talk about Europa League as well, yesterday there were some interesting games in Europe. Some of the top teams are in there. There's Olympic Lyon, who topped the Conference League charts. Nathan, that's an interesting one.
The Europa League.
Lyon have on the quiet been building something. You know, they are cooking something on the quiet.
Yes, and it's even more remarkable because they had serious money problems. Going into the season. John Textor, John Textor had to hand over, relinquish his ownership. They had Michel Kang, I think, taking over. Nobody knew how Lyon were going to approach the season, but I think smart coaching and some smart movement here and there in terms of player acquisitions, but more coaching. Paulo Fonseca has done a very good job weaving this team together. So I'm not surprised that they are sitting on top of the Europa League table. Let's see how far they go. Let's not forget that they made the quarterfinals the season before, only to be dumped out by Man United.
That dramatic game.
Yes, they're dramatic. So they do have it in them, but the challenge is that the team that made it that far, that team is no longer in existence. They lost Ryan Cherki. Lacazette is gone to the Gulf to go and collect last money.
He's looking for money.
And all of that. But now the team is younger. And I think what has helped them is the loaning or bringing in of Endrick. Endrick has also added a few things to the team. So even though he wasn't eligible, I think in the next stage of the competition, he becomes eligible and he will add something to the attack. So shout outs to Lyon.
Yeah.
Good
so
work.
in the Europa League, Lyon, Aston Villa, Midtjylland, Betis, FC Porto, Braga, Freiburg, AS Roma, they are the 8 teams that have sealed automatic qualification to the round of 16. Then you have Genk, Bologna, Stuttgart, Ferencváros, Nottingham Forest, Pilsen, Red Star Belgrade, Celta Vigo, PAOK, Lille, Fenerbahce, Panathinaikos, Celtic, Ludogorets, Dynamo Zagreb, and Brann. They would be battling for a round of 16 berth via the playoff spot, so the playoff route. So we'll see how all of that pans out. You can give us a call 0302 794805 0302 794805 or 0542 571061. We'll get into the weekend's preview in a bit. after the call-in segment, because Coach Sifa is here with us and he's ready to delve into action. But let me pick a few calls before we get into all of that. But Nathan, there's also talk about Thomas Partey. If you want to talk about Thomas Partey and what his coach has been saying, Coach Marcelino Garcia, he says that, look, Thomas Partey is not the same player they knew at Arsenal, and at this pace, he can't really compete. Otto Addo, however, he's paid Thomas Partey a visit, and he's given him some positive words, and they held very fruitful talks, according to what the Ghana Football Association website has reported. Otto Addo and his vice captain, Thomas Partey, they've had, a very good conversation concerning his form and all other matters as they seek to play. As they seek to get him in place for the World Cup. So I would see how all of that pans out. And yesterday, Nathan, your good friend, Pat Thiaw, he says he's received a lot of support and he's grateful for the love that has been shown him following his suspension. So all of that you can talk about. But Nathan, let's just kick off with let's just get into the Premier League preview, the Ghana Premier League.
Yes.
Because
Coach is here.
So let's not take too much of Coach's time. Coach, good morning.
As he's on the phone punch, I'm sure he's trying to.
He's
trying to sort out. He's getting.
Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
Before we get into the preview proper, a few things have come up. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Coach Karim Zito.
Yeah.
Well, he says Kotoko have the best players in the Premier League, and you know the Premier League.
We're debating it. Is it true that Kotoko have the best players?
I don't think so. When you call Bashir for, he tell you that he has the best players. Call Brahim Tanko, he will tell you have the best players. So who's on top of the league?
Okay, so looking at the Ghana Premier League as it stands, Mediama,
it is spread
Kotoko,
across.
Aduana.
It is spread across board.
The best players are spread across.
They are spread across board.
But Kotoko have some world-class players.
World class.
No, wait, take your time, I beg. Kotoko have some, in quote, world-class players.
No. You know, Salim Adams in Kotoko today will start ahead of Prince Badu. On any day. He will.
That's it, ugly.
Kingsley Brahe will start ahead of Morifin Donsi in Kotoko today. Ibn Zaban will start ahead of Henry Ansu and the rest. Apart from Samba.
Okay. Goalkeeper,
Emmanuel Kobe. You talk of Felix Chair of Mediama.
This is
Benjamin
Sporty FM, the voice of sports.
So do you compare a goalkeeper in Kotoko who goes to the national team and even doesn't sit on the bench? So obviously there are potentials everywhere. They are spread across. When you go to Dreams FC, they have a certain guy called Christian. Go to Vision and go and check the players that they have. Go to Samates.
And Lions, Echidogli.
You see, of course. You see, so that is why when you call Black Galaxies made of home-based team, players play, you don't have the players all coming from Kotoko. Because when Asofuk represent Ghana under the late Jules Atukwefiu, it was only one player who came from Kotoko. That was Lawrence Eji at that time.
Yeah.
It was a whole Asofuk setup. That doesn't mean good players were not there.
Sporty
But
FM.
at that point, Jones felt that this is what I can use. Okay,
Yeah.
so for Karim Zito, of course, he will not go and say that Nation is having the best players in the league. Of course, he will speak for his club. He will speak for himself. But there are some players in Kotoko, when you ask me today, I'll tell you they are not Kotoko materials. Unless with time. It's a fact. There are players in House of Folk today, I'll tell you they are not House of Folk materials. And those are listening, they know. It's a fact. I said to Moses Paka the other day, you have a fine team, but when you qualify for Africa, most of your players are not African players.
Yeah.
At our level, they will play, they will win the league, they will dominate, whatever. But when they go to the Champions League, that level, they are not up there yet. That is why his coach Tanko is looking elsewhere to get players that will come and help the team when they qualify for Africa.
Sporty
Gone are
FM.
the days when players from lower tier division will be fighting to play Hans and Kotoko. Today, Samatas will battle Kotoko for a player and Samatas will get the nod. Why? You ask yourself why. You get my point?
Yeah.
So for me, they are spread across.
No,
and coach makes a point about when we do the call-ups for the Black Galaxies. So which means that in principle, when we take let's say a squad of say 30 or an initial call-up of say 30 or 35, it's supposed to cut across, and we are supposed to see the names,
and not only the Premiership. They are good players in the Division 1 today. Some others have this second window. They went in for Park Academy midfielder called Ahmed. And there are 2 players from Park Academy, and they've gone. They've all started for them in the 2 games that they've played. Go and watch their performance from Division 1 in this second window. Echedogli was from Division 2, straight into the Black Galaxies when they started playing for Heart of Lions. So they are spread across. Unless you don't want to say the truth. That's why I'm saying that when you're a coach of the national team, especially the Galaxies, you need to open your eyes and ears. Like you fall to media guys on radio, and you'll be picking some players. At the end of the day, you fail and they will come and bash you.
Wow.
Because there are good players in Division 2, good players in Division 1.
True.
Look at Adriana's goalkeeper. 16 years.
Wow.
Yes, 16 years. 16 years.
Even Faisal Charity made his name.
Dreams FC introduced a young player. Yes, Dreams FC introduced a young player. 15 years, their last game. Vision is having a 15-year-old player in their team. But we have teams that have got players who are 40 years, but they say they are 23.
Which teams? Oh, you won't tell us the
You know,
I'm doing which region? Is there a greater Atlantic?
No, they are in Ghana.
They are in Ghana.
In our league.
But
No, it's a fact. It's a fact. If I mention my age to you, you'll be surprised. You understand my point? And players that I know. Oh, please. I started this job not today. So.
Nathan, let's break into the conversation. Australian Open watch. What do you have for us, Nathan?
Well, it's 2 sets apiece now. 2 sets apiece.
It's 2-2.
Zverev came back from 2-0 down to win. He's back in it. They are locked. So Zverev won the 4th 7-6. He won the tiebreak 7-4. Alcaraz is serving 40-30 in the 5th. And I guess we'll find out who gets this particular point very, very, very soon. And it is Alcaraz who did not get the point.
Juice. Okay.
Yep. It's 40-40.
You know, Nathan, we'll come back to our Premier League. It's looking like Alcaraz is really playing through a pain barrier. He's playing through something.
Yeah, he looks a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He looks a little uncomfortable. And we saw pictures of him wincing. Yeah. Saw a video of the knee that looks like it's a little stressed. We'll see. Maybe Zverev is trying to milk everything out of that bad knee. I think
on another day, another player won't have given him this much trouble. Zverev is a top player. Yes, yes. I'm not surprised he's really giving him a run for his money. But we'll see. But coach, Ibrahim Tanko, he's lost one of his top defenders, Kamadini Mahmoud. He's going to Sudan.
There's no worries.
To go and play for Al Hilal. So he's now going to play in the Rwandan League.
You see, the issue is that it's left with about 2 or so months for his contract to expire. And for a very long time, Mediama were pushing for him to extend. And probably he and his agents were trying to get offers outside. And he believed that the salary and few money that will be coming is good. So he even negotiated his personal terms. If Mediama had not agreed, fine, he will stay and play. At the end of the day, after 2 months, he goes for free, and Mediama will get nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that Mediama has given him a platform. They showcase him. So for Mediama to get something good out of the money, out of the deal, I think it is fair. And we shouldn't forget that he used to play for Gophers.
Yeah.
He was on the bench, and he was loaned to Karela United. And then when he came to Karela, because of the way he plays, they decided to send him back. He went back, and then they loaned him to Tamale City. He went to Tamale City as a centre back. I remember their game against Kotoko and the Baba Yas posted after the game. Coach Kosapia called me and he was asking me about that boy for Kotoko to go for him as a centre back. And then Moses made fast and Moses went for him. So when he went to Mediama, there was no space at the center of defense, so he was pushed to that position. And then last season he scored 6 goals for them. This season he has scored 5. as a defender, right back.
Right
So,
back, yeah.
but for Mediama, they believe that they have equally good players that will fit into his position. Though he was giving them the numbers. You know, when they went to defeat Heart of Lions, he was not part of the team. There was this young boy from Rose Park, a feeder team of Mediama.
Okay.
And he's in, and I'm sure today he's starting today. Tanko have confidence in him. The young one who came to substitute him when they play House of Folk. And of course, they've also registered Victor Odro, a former Dreams FC Nations right back. So for Tanko, he's good. He's okay. Before the season started, one of his midfielders, Prosper, moved out, and Tanko was worried. He brought in Salim Adams, and for me, he's a more improved Salim than Salim you saw in House of Folk and the new Dibiasi. He has Fuzi in Milford. He has Manuel Mante in Milford. For Prince Usu, who is the last player on the bench
the voice of
Mediama.
sports.
Kevin Nkrumah on the bench of Mediama. Tells you that they have good players out there. It's up to you, the manager, the coach, to be able to use those boys, or probably the materials that you have, how to plan your game, how to position them and all that. So for me, I think that Kamal Dean, it's not a problem. Vision, when you go to Vision, their captain, Nana Kusi Asante, is on loan to Police FC in Kenya.
Yeah.
Samate's centre back, Ebenezer Akwa, is in Iraq on loan. No, you are laughing. No, you see, for me, I think that those countries shouldn't be better than our league. But it's about money. The player looks at his age, the player looks at the money that he's getting from here. And this is for a 6 months loan. And probably the player is going to take like $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Which club in Ghana will pay such a player? If you were the brother of those players, will you tell them to stay here and take that 1,500 and 2,000?
Okay, so
I'm asking a question.
No, but wait.
You don't do that.
So if a player goes to,
It's on loan. So probably his performance out there, probably something good will come out from that side.
So Nathan, because the Iraqi league would have a lot of money, a lot more money.
Yes.
The clubs may have the luxury of bringing in top class managers, some very good managers, who would improve the level of the game there.
Yeah.
So if a player leaves the Ghana Premier League and goes to Iraq, definitely the level of competition, the quality of coaching, even facilities will be different.
Yeah.
Again, it has the
Sporty FM.
tendency of changing that player's career trajectory.
Sure.
From Iraq,
Fair
he could
point.
get into Europe
Yeah.
because of the quality he might be showing there. So if the Ghana Premier League is not giving you that same level of quality, possibly in terms of coaching, in terms of infrastructure, and in terms of the competition, then clearly I don't see how the Iraqi league won't rank ahead of the Ghana league. Coach.
You see, when you talk of money is not in our league, you are not just talking about money that goes to the players. There are venues that you cannot go and show much life. Yeah. There are venues. Do you understand? And when it comes to the coaching examples that you made, yes, I believe we have good coaches in the country. But how many of the clubs can pay? Do you think that all the clubs can pay the need of money?
No.
No, it's few. You understand my point?
Yeah.
Facilities wise, I've spoken about it. Logistics, I've spoken about it. If not the FA that has been helping with, let me say, footballs, and there are clubs that when you go to their training grounds, it should be a player with a ball. But sometimes you may have about just 10, 15 balls. The goalkeeper should have at least 30 balls. They just the goalkeepers are training. Do you understand?
Do goalkeepers, do they use that machine?
No, they do. For a very long. They do.
Well, I'm just asking.
Most of them use.
Oh, okay.
Kotoko they use as a folk. Most of the clubs.
Okay.
Look, is it Najau? No, it's not Najau. Former Blaster goalkeepers trainer. Nassam.
Yes.
The first World Cup that he brought some to Ghana.
Oh, okay.
He has been using it this very.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen him use it. Yeah.
Look, clubs has been using so many things that probably if you don't go close, you don't know. You may not know.
Okay.
But how effective do they affect our players?
Yeah.
You see, when you have all this logistics and players don't eat well. I'm
Clubs, do they have dietitians? Like, so Nathan,
It depends.
so you would have a club dietitian.
No, most of them, you see, for instance, I'll mention Maxwell. The reason I always mention Maxwell is that I've worked with him and I know how he does his things. Under him and the KK support, Dr. Boateng
This
used to
is
be
Sporty
a medical
FM,
doctor
the voice of
and he was the
sports.
head of Kotoko's technical team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was also a dietitian, and he tells you that today this is what the players, this is going to be the menu for the team, etc., etc. So when he tells you that you player you are injured, you'll be coming back after 1 month. The player will be coming back after 1 month, and he says, "Coach, please don't use this player. You dare not use such a player." But how many of the clubs do have such money to be paying such doctors? Do you understand?
Yeah, I get
so for me, look, there are a lot of Ivan doing so well in the league. Today he's in Moldova. He has been transferred to Moldova. Sheriff. Face Achawate from Division 1 Akachi All Stars to Nations FC. He started scoring goals under Coach Mengo. He got injured. When he returned, I think he scored only 2 goals under Frimpong.
Yeah.
He's in Albania. No, you are laughing because probably, look, the club may get like 100,000, 70,000,
I understand that.
$150,000. The 1 million Ghana cedis was given to them. Most of the clubs are Scalasan.
Nathan, we get all that. We
You
get all
understand?
that. And we can understand why.
And the point is that, you see, sometimes we should also try and understand the clubs. Alberta once, for instance, leaving Kotoko to Libya. Kotoko had wanted him to stay. But the player wanted to go because if they don't allow him to go, his contract was running out. So at the end of the day, the club will be forced to let the player go and make some money. But my problem is that when you make $100,000 from a sale of a player to probably Sheriff, Moldova or Albania, try and get equally good player to replace him. So at then, from here, if you have, are you telling me that if you have $50,000 when you go to Out of Laos, who do you get a player? Probably you sold a player for $150,000 and you are spending $50,000 to replace such a player in a local league, you can't get it.
So you go and buy a Chidogli from Lions.
And if I tell him if you have $50,000,
are you saying Heart of Lions will not take $50,000?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
No, what are you talking about? But the point is that they won't do. They'll come and negotiate, and even when they release the player, they will not pay.
Well, coach.
No, it's difficult. I hope one day, one of these days, you should just try and speak to the club.
I understand. You see, I understand the financial position of the clubs. Okay. But you see, Nathan, what I always say is, if you want to run a professional football club in Ghana or anywhere in the world, you cannot use financial challenges as an excuse.
Are you telling me that Man City is not because of money? Do you think Man City will be playing?
Very good.
It's about money.
You're mentioning Man City.
And let me tell you, what makes you think that they don't make sales? They transfer a lot of players.
You think football is for poor people?
I'm not saying that.
No, you think
I'm saying that. I'm talking about money.
No. You think owning a football club is for poor people? It's for the rich people. Let's go to England today. Let's look at all the people who own clubs there. They are billionaires who are ready to invest in the club.
Yeah.
Over here, the billionaires in quotes who own football clubs want to masquerade around with the title of club owner, but they are not ready to put the money into the club. They are not ready to use their billionaire status and their billions to invest in the club. Otherwise, nobody should tell government to come and pay 80 million cedis to clubs just to cushion them, to give them some sort of support. Ideally, if you say you own a Ghana Premier League club, no, wait, let me finish. I'm saying that, you see,
if I'm a billionaire and government is
that,
supporting the league, why would I be happy about
doing that as a poverty alleviation?
No,
support.
I disagree.
Oh.
Look, I'm saying that even if the 18 Premiership clubs owners are all billionaires, and the government is supporting them, what is wrong with that?
These billionaires
what is wrong with
their
that?
clubs taking trotro to match venues. These billionaires are struggling to pay their players.
No, you see what I'm saying.
And so government comes in and says, let me help you.
You are citing an example.
No, but
you understand. And I'm saying that. Look,
today you are selling your players to Libyan clubs, to Sudanese clubs for peanuts, right? You think that if the net worth of the owner of your club is $4 billion, you think you go and take chicken feed of $100,000?
The $4 billion
if you want to invest,
the $4 billion that you are talking about, I don't think that I will be paying my player 3,000 Ghana cedis.
Muchepe is, you see.
No, what I'm saying,
Nathan,
because I will not pay my player $3,000. Then at the end of the day, I'll transfer the player to Sudan or Libya. I'll be paying the player probably $150,000. Then the player will not move.
Nathan,
the player will stay.
Nathan,
but unless I have the money, I'm not paying the player.
The template is there. Patrice Muchepe.
Coach, I think you are making.
Patrice Muchepe is there.
I think you are making Raymond's point about club owners the GFA or the government, whatever. I mean, it's nice for them to support.
That is my point.
But I think the clubs themselves, and I think that's the point Raymond was making, that clubs themselves or club owners, they should be, before they come into football, they should have enough money to make their players comfortable, so that you are not selling a player for $50,000. Yeah, you are not selling a player for $100,000, and that's the point you made. If I can pay my player well, I won't sell him for $100,000.
I won't sell him for $100,000.
I'm selling him for $500,000, $1 million.
And if you can't pay your player well, don't come close to football, because football is a capital intensive.
So that is why, Ray. That is why.
That is a different conversation.
That is why.
Yes,
that
it's a different conversation.
That is why, if we say we want to improve,
Sporty FM.
then we need to have a certain filter.
Yeah.
Somebody says, I want to enter football. I think one of the things the GFA must do is now check people's, okay, do you have money? How much money do you have? Do you have money for 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons? Can you comfortably pay your players this minimum wage so that you are not struggling? I think that even though it's another conversation, it's an important conversation we must have, that this football space, we need to really enter it and check the people who are financially strong, so that, coach, as you say, we will not have a situation where players have not been paid 3 months.
Can you?
How is it? How? 3 months,
it is
4 months?
happening now.
How? And then we say we are doing it. It should not happen.
No.
It should not. And I'm disturbed by something coach said, that some of the clubs are complaining that the 1 million cedis is finished.
Oh, young persons have come out to say it.
No, you see,
Young persons have come out to say this is finished.
It's finished.
Yes.
No, so
Why
so
they used to pay players.
But Nathan,
I
it's
don't think it's only players that
Nathan,
use
it's finished. So we should do what? It's finished. It's your private business. You set out to form a football club. Okay. And government realizing that
Sporty
you
FM.
people want to contribute to football
Yeah,
development
so
in this country.
they gave them.
Despite the fact that it's not the responsibility of government, they say, okay, you take this 1 million. If it's finished, it's finished. Don't come out and be crying that it's finished. It's finished. So government should do what? Government did not form a club. If government wishes to form a club and invest in that club,
That's a different
it's a different matter. But you see, they are running away from their own responsibilities.
That's true.
And leaving it for the FA and leaving it for government to carry. And that is why we are saying that, look, if you don't have money, if you are not a rich man, if you are not a billionaire, or if you don't have money to invest in your football club, don't come close to football, because a lot of the cost in football is sunk cost.
You see, what you are saying is a different conversation.
You don't worry. You let's go.
Later, it's a different conversation.
Today, media man.
Because
Media man
it
up
is
there.
something that I think the FA can come up with.
What exactly?
No, like what he's saying, like Skeniwa. If you don't have money, don't come into football.
Don't come into it.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because you come into football, 3 months, 4 months, your players, you cannot pay your players.
That-
So if a club from Togo comes and says, I'm giving you 20,000 or 30,000, then you
Yes, because you
at
don't.
the end of the day, we are killing the league.
It is true.
We are killing the league. Because look, if I should mention the players that have left this season, they were very promising players.
To where? To where? Albania, Moldova, Iraq,
You understand?
Sudan.
No, you see, I don't have
Libya.
you see, that is why I'm saying yes. To me, I wish they would have gone to Spain, to City, to
Wherever.
Where, you understand my point? Get good clubs, play very well, develop and move on. But the fact of the matter is that the player is here. He's being paid like 3,500.
He's
a month.
hungry.
3 months, the salary has not come. And an agent has come to say, look, I'm taking you to Sudan. They're going to give you $5,000. I'm taking you to Ethiopia. They're going to give you $4,000 a month for 2 years.
Yeah.
Put the exchange rate on.
The player will just sit there and say, look, boss, most from You understand? He'll put pressure on the club.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the player will look at his contract and say that, look, the next 4 months, my contract is coming to an end. So if you don't allow me to go,
You won't get anything.
I will stay. And the moment the player informed the club that, look, my contract is running out, they will not even come and talk to the
Because
mother
what's
club.
the point? It's
What's the point?
They'll wait.
Yeah.
Once the contract
point.
is, he's a free agent. He
won't
can
tell
talk
you.
to anybody.
Well, coach, let's get into Matchday 21. Let's start off with Mediama and see who are currently top of the table. They are top of the table on 43 points. They are closest, the team that's closest to them, you have Adriana FC and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who are all on
And
35, and Hearts of Folk, who are on 35 points. So, Mediama, they have opened a comfortable 8-point lead at the summit of the Ghana Premier League table. They go to Abrankese this weekend to take
This
on
afternoon?
Yes, this afternoon. Sorry, this afternoon to take on Nations FC. Nations FC last time out, they defeated Adriana FC by a goal to nil. So they will be happy to welcome number 1 team to the Abraham Kessie Stadium. Coach, what should we expect in this one?
It's going to be a tough game. As we speak, Mediama, they are in Kumasi. I listened to Nations CEO Kennedy Bachansan yesterday, and he was talking about Mafia and Ninja.
Is it Mafia?
Mafia and Ninja. Their game, today's game is Mafia and Ninja, because he believes that Asante is interested in this game. You understand what he was talking about? Asante is interested in this game, and that is how our league normally goes. I mean, if I feel I can do well and win the league, I also need to play behind the scene. But
the operations must be strong.
Yes, but I think that Frimpong Manson has not lost at home since taking over. It's been very difficult winning away from home. Yes, he did win against Adriana Stars. If you had watched that game, it was a 50-50 game. And that goal that was scored by Joseph Ifa, that striker for Nations FC, was a well-rehearsed. It was from the left where Isaac Butwe sent in the cross, and then he had a perfect header, and then the ball was at the back of the net. I believe that Adriana had his own chances that they couldn't score. Emmanuel Mafu and the rest, Meshake Free. And that was why I was surprised Chuba Ristika, after the game, was trying to attack the referee. And Frimpong Manson has got a good team. He's lost two of his key players. I did mention Emmanuel Anon and then Face Achawate. He has got a good replacement, but I'm looking at his midfield. Isaac Butwe and, of course, Ivan Safu, former Park Academy captain. These are two young guys who run a lot in midfield. I'm told that Razak Simpson is on his way out to Finland, but when is he going, we don't know. And if a player is on his way out, and he's into this kind of a game, probably divided attention.
Okay.
He may not have a full concentration. But the last game that I watched, I think he was in the game. He commanded a lot of respect in the game, and for me, he even contributed to they not conceding based on the chances that Adriana had. Oko Gripman has been a very good partnership with him. They have a very good team, but at our Brankesi pitch, it's not like Baba Yara or TNA, the size of the pitch. So if you have a good team who can also possess and play well, because I listened to Frimpong Manson, he's talking about it is a tough game, but he wants to break Mediama today. But Brian Tako is also going with some three boys in Milford, Salim Adams, Fuzi, and Manuel Mante. They've been consistent in most of their games that they've played this season. And looking at the form that they are in, when the pitch is good, they also play good football. Both have very good goalkeepers. It's never going to be easy. But I'm looking at the center man, the referee. He has to go according to the laws of the game. Because since Mafia and Ninja has come in, you need to be very careful. But I think tactically, Tanko has proven in the league that, look, he's good, his team is good, his team is capable of winning away and also win at home. Frimpong Manson is here to win away games, so he's depending on his home advantage. But in this case, today is Friday, and I think that is going to be a top. A slim win for Coach Ibrahim Tanko or a draw in this game.
Coach, I've been thinking about Mediama and this game in particular, especially Nations and how well they play at home. Should Tanko consider changing tactically? What do you think will be a wise approach? A lot of the games I've seen Mediama play, they attack. They are very open. They want to express themselves. Today, should he, give possession up slightly in order to stay in this game and stay disciplined, or he should still go along with the original plan?
Best way to defend is to have more of the ball. Best way to defend is to have more of possession. And I expect Tanko to go the way he has been playing. He shouldn't defend in Abrankese. The more you defend in Abrankese, there will be a lot of pressure on you.
Okay.
Because Frimpong Manson will go the wide areas, and they are very good at it. Very, very good at it. They have to put pressure. But they are a slow builder to a game. But in the game against Kotoko in Kumasi, they were smart enough to punish Kotoko before Kotoko came out by scoring early 2 goals. And that is why I think Nations needs to be very careful. Chrisley Braille is very good. Salam Adam is very good up front. Of course, Derek Fojo has played the last 2 games. Emmanuel Nkrumah, I don't know whether he's going to be started today or not. But for the 3 guys in midfield, Fuzi, Salim Adams, and then Manuel Mante, I know are going to play. But looking at the absence of Kamaldeen, meaning that Tanko's strength on the right side, where he has been getting goals, probably is going to be limited, meaning that he is probably going to use the left side where Suleiman Fatau operates. He's got a solid centre back who has got experience. Mubarak Yusuf, he's played for Liberty, Gophers, Kotoko, played in the Champions League, travel, and so the experience is there. He's got a very good goalkeeper. The person was Felix J. It's never going to be easy, but as I said, I expect Coach Tanko to go the 4-3-2-1 system. The 4-3-2-1 meaning that when they lose possession, you have 5 players in midfield. So the 2 wide areas players will come and join the 3 boys, 3 players in midfield. Make sure that they block the pocket of spaces, because a player like Botre loves to play in the spaces. And of course, you talk of Evans. Safo is one of the powerful guys you can see in midfield. He play a power football, like box-to-box midfielder.
Yeah.
But for Razak Simpson, he's calm. He's always confident on the ball. Always confident.
This is Sporty FM, the
He
voice
also
of sports.
does a lot of mistakes when there's a lot of pressure on him. It has happened a couple of times during the preseason, even the league. So if he had monitored Nations very well, there's a way of going against Nations. But I think that Tanko is good to go in this game.
Right. Let's look at another game. Aduana FC, they come up against Samatex. There's just 1 point between both teams. Samatex themselves, they have not lost a game in the last 4. Aduana, on the other hand, have lost 2 of their last 4 games. And this game comes in on the back of their away win over
All Blacks.
All Blacks. What kind of games should we expect, and can Samatex get the better of Aduana in Doma?
Samatex is going to this game at the back of their mind that since they came into the Premier League,
Sporty
Aduana are yet to beat them.
Yeah,
Being in Doma, or because they've won twice at Doma,
that's true.
and Samatex is yet to even win at in Century Arena. So for them, they believe that they have authority over Aduana. And looking at the game that they are playing this time, Christopher Eni and then of course Coach Henry Wellington, who is one of the experienced coaches in the league, because he was under Maxwell 2011-2012 season. He became assistant coach to Frank Nuttall of House of Oak. At a point, he acted as the head coach of House of Oak. He was the head coach of Kim Faisal. So he has seen it all. You know, he qualified Dream Ceci from Division 2 to Division 1.
Yeah.
So he's assistant to Christopher Eni. And since bringing in those 2 boys from Park Academy, in their last 2 games, they've been fantastic.
Sporty FM.
They've changed the face of their midfield, where Latif Abdul goes to the bench, Koku also comes in, and then Ahmed also comes in. This is a game that I think is going to be very tough. I mentioned the Aduana goalkeeper, Abbas Mohammed. He's 15 to 16 years. In his last game against All Blacks, that was his first game in the Ghana Premier League. He went home with a clean sheet. Well, they have equally good players. Benjamin Chivano starting first time for Aduana. He scored brace against All Blacks. Looking at their midfield, I just love their midfield. Seydou Sana, and then of course Maxwell Atta. Wellington coached Maxwell Atta, and he knows him very well. This is a game that I think is definitely going to be a tough one. This game might end in a draw. Looking at the background of Samatex FC, not lost a game to Aduana, and Aduana's form this season is awesome. Aduana's form this season is terrible. Though they've lost some games, but if you watch them play, they play as collectively as a team that have played for 2-3 years. But this is a team that was just brought last season, half of the season by Chuba Ristika. Apart from Anochi Bedu, has got experience, the rest of them, and then Brighton J and then Samadas and Brighton J probably will come from the bench, but Anochi Bedu starts. So it tells you that they have a blend of young and then experienced players. So it's going to be a difficult game. But for Samatex, last 4 games, as you said, are yet to lose a game. And looking at the games that they've played, they make sure that their back line, after the absence of Ebenezer Akwa to Iraq Police FC, you're laughing. Oko Griffman's brother Ray, he has fit in very well with Kofi Agbesima. So for me, I think that this game might end in a draw.
Right. Let's Nathan, you wanna right. Let's move on to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They traveled to Pando.
The best players.
No, but you see, these Kotoko players moving to any team, they will start.
Yeah.
Yes, most of them will start. About 90% will start.
Okay.
Right.
We also Samotenedu was struggling in Kotoko. He went to recruit Chelsea, trained for 2-3 days. He had a starting game for, and you saw the game that he played. So for Kotoko, they have good players, but consistency has made Zito not to be successful as of now. And also injuries also setting, about 13 players getting injured and all that. But I believe that when players in Kotoko today are injured, when you are a Kotoko registered player, you should be able to play. Because Kotoko always goes in for the best. They go in for the quality. Unless probably the players themselves, as we speak, they are on their way from Kumasi about close to 1 hour 30 minutes. Now they set off from Kumasi.
Oh, okay.
They are
but the game is tomorrow.
Yes. So
the game is tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. I'm sure they will come and sleep at Tema.
And then they continue. Wow.
Actually, Ford is saying that he knows that his team has deep in form.
Sporty
But
FM.
he's assuring everybody that Kotoko is not going to find it easy. They do everything possible to win this game.
But coach, hold that thought for me. Before we continue the analysis, Nathan, just look at this. Kotoko would cover close to 5 or 6 hours
from Kumasi
to Accra, and then do another 4 hours from Accra to Bando. That's 10 hours on the road for players who are going to play a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
What would have made a lot of sense would be Kotoko flying their players into Accra. That's a 30-minute flight. And then they continue the rest of the journey via road. 4 hours there in Bando. Good rest, ready for the game.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you the financial challenges.
I don't think.
Oh, no. You see?
No, in Kotoko's case.
They can't do this all season.
They have money. In Kotoko's case, they have money.
Yeah, but coach, they can't do this all season.
Yeah, but
I'm saying how many times do they go to Bando?
It will cost them a lot of money.
No, I'm saying how many times do they go to Bando?
Even coming to Accra to play, you save your players a whole 5.5 hours of stress on the road. Because the Accra Kumasi highway is not the best anyway. You know? So that's why I'm saying that. Look, let these clubs, if these clubs had the financial muscle to fly their players across board, Accra Tamale to play Kumasi Tamale, Accra Tamale, all of them.
From here to Enyinase.
Of course, no. They fly to Takrady, and then they continue. You know, Nathan, if they find a way to shorten these bus rides, it helps the players.
I agree, but the point is that Kotoko can also choose to. Kotoko should have been here yesterday.
True. Or even by Wednesday.
Kotoko should have been here yesterday.
Yes.
Have a morning training session at the Tema, and then probably wait for the 4 hours that you're talking about. And it's an option to them. They chose to drive today.
Yeah, because I don't think it will help the players at all. It's about 10 hours.
And you see,
here to Kumasi to Accra,
yes.
Accra to Bando.
And I don't think that. Look, there are Kotoko supporters who host the club more often when they travel. No, Sebo has hosted Kotoko team in Tema before.
Coach,
Api Adakwa has hosted. They've done it so many times. Do you understand my point? And I'm saying that the decision from Kotoko to travel today is them. Probably you know why they are traveling today, because they know they could have come yesterday to let the players rest and have that 4 hours that you're talking about.
You see, Nathan, my concern is not even whether they travel.
And you think
my concern is
they don't know. They are aware.
Keeping the players.
They are aware.
Keeping the players in that bus for close to 6-7 hours, traveling from Kumasi to Accra. I mean, and then the players would have to continue that bus ride to Bando. I mean, it's too much on the players.
Do you think Kotoko is not aware? No, do you think Kotoko is not aware?
It's a club.
And
It's a very strange.
Nathan, I'm telling you that.
It's a very strange decision.
If Kotoko have to do this twice in a season, traveling to Bando, fly to Accra, and then continue, they would look at their budget for the year or for the season and say, well, this cost we can eliminate, or this cost we can avoid. So let's use the road instead of using the flight.
Are you telling me?
And it all comes to the money argument I'm making.
No, are you telling me today, if Kotoko want to fly his players throughout the 18 games that
they can do it.
Kotoko can easily do it. And I'm saying that it's up to them. They decided to go by road. Because between you and I, but
see, I don't know why coach wants to make it look like Kotoko have a bottomless money bag sitting.
No, I'm saying that they have supporters that can take that that cost. Slibo has done it before in Tema. Kotoko coming to sleep at Tema. Slibo has taken the cost of the hotel and everything before. They've done it before. They are equally good Kotoko supporters that even do contribute that they don't want people to know. Do you understand? And I'm saying that if the club have decided to come yesterday, nothing stops them from coming. But they believe in why coming today. I understand my point.
Yeah, I get you.
Because you know you are going to Pando more or less 9 to 10 hours. Do you have to stress the players through that?
You don't.
There are factors that affect performance. Because as you are saying, if they should come to Accra probably by 2 p.m., maybe they will choose to sleep and leave early in the morning to Pando.
Pando, yeah.
Maybe they believe they'll be okay. Do you understand? If they have chosen to come yesterday and this morning, let's do some tactical team shaping for 1 hour. Players have a good rest. Then in the morning, team shaping at the hotel or something, then they move. Fine. And I'm saying that they are aware they can do that.
Coach,
and not even Kotoko alone. Gold Stars can do it. Bechem, they can do it. It's a matter of the team deciding when to go and when to stay. Do you understand my point? You have a very valid point. That look, flying your team from Kumasi to Accra, and I'm saying that Kotoko can do it.
They just don't want to.
Nathan, this they just don't want to matter.
Or you think that they don't have the money to?
Nathan, it's not something that they feel is sustainable. You are doing this twice in a year, and you are doing same to Tamale. You are doing same possibly to come and play Hearts of Oak here.
Do you have flight that goes to Kumasi, from Kumasi to Tamale?
Oh yeah,
Kumasi to Tamale.
There should
think so.
There should be.
We'll have
there
to find
should
that.
be. Well, even if there isn't, if you are financially sound, there's nothing wrong with flying to Accra 30 minutes and doing Accra to Tamale. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I don't agree with you.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that. You see, all of these things shorten the time your players spend on the bus. You see. But you know, this is a matter we'll talk about another day. But coach,
when they get to
remember
when they get to Nidado, they'll take pictures and stuff. So.
Well, Hearts of Lions, they are not in a good place at the moment.
Yes.
Coach Bashir.
Yes, I was telling you that Bashir Ford is talking about he assuring his fans that he's going to beat Kotoko. I listened to him, and I think that he's making a valid point. When was the last time Kotoko defeated Hearts of Lions? Do you remember?
No. That was.
You don't remember?
Yeah, no.
Because they beat the boogie side of Kotoko.
Yeah.
Last 2 seasons, they believe they score a perfect goal in Kumasi. Mustafa Yakubu, and it was ruled offside. They went to Obuasi to beat Kotoko. You remember 1-0 by Bashir Ford.
Yeah.
Obi Junior, and then Kotoko went to Pando, and of course, Justice Blaze scored a wonderful goal. They came back to get that equalizer. And then before that season, they have beaten Kotoko by 2-1 at Pando. So Kotoko going to this game, Kotoko at the back of their yard is that the return of Albert Amwa has brought some kind of positive into the team, brought some players back to their feet, like Kampoku, for instance. You talk of Morfin Donsu, the energy level, how he runs, the spirit that he used to fight in the game, very strong. And for me, I think that Yakubu Dogo, that young player, is also doing very well. He's very young. He can run for 90 minutes. So if you are Kwame Poku and you're in Kotoko today and you don't lift up your performance, with the return of Albert Amwa, you find yourself on the bench. Zito believes that he has had consistent with the Gold Stars and also the game against the game that was played in Kumasi. So he believes that, look, this is the time that I need to continue with my game plan, the 4-4-2. Prince Badu, and then of course you talk of Hubert Yahoo in Medford, Peter Amidu Aqua, and then Adams. It's only Lord Amwan that will not be part of Kotoko setup because of the injury that he got in the last game Kotoko played. So he believes that he's going to Pando with a positive mind. But they're out of 10 games, Bashir Ford has just won only 1 in the last 10 games that he has played.
Yeah.
And their number 1 goalkeeper is in America today. And of course, they are going to rely on their.
Oh, so he's in America.
Yes, he's in America. Yeah. Actually, when he got there before, he sent a voice note to his colleagues. Actually,
he's going to see greener pastures.
I'm in America too. It's sad because you knew you were traveling. Inform the club that you may not be available, so that the club have opportunity of registering an experienced goalkeeper. Course, they believe they have goalkeepers, but inexperienced. So probably that is what Kotoko is going to capitalize on. But it's going to be a difficult game. Lions that I know against Kotoko, whether they are down, but she afford to use the word. Is a wounded lion is better than a porcupine who is alive, who is strong. So people should come and see the wounded lion today. No, that's tomorrow. That's what Bashirifo said. But looking at the game as it stands, I think that for the first time, Kotoko is going to have the 3 points from Bashirifo's lads. What is going to be the motivation? I'm told Randy is not in the country. He's leaving today for UK or tomorrow.
Okay.
Well,
No, like
there are other board
official assignment.
Yes, there are other board members around. But I believe that Randy's presence in Pandu when House of Lions is playing Kotoko is bigger than any other person who is with the team. Because of his experience, because of how he has dealt with the boys from Division 1 to Premier. And of course, you know Randy Abbey, Dr. Randy Abbey, when he's with the team, the way he speaks to the players. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on the boys to deliver. And that is where probably Kotoko can take advantage of. Because Bashir would be under a lot of under pressure. Because out of the 10 games, if won only one, just win Kotoko and then...
And that one was against Whipping Boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're able to win against Kotoko, the fans will say, oh, Yasha Kotoko. You understand? Most of the teams use their strength to play Kotoko and Hearts of Oak, and at the end of the day, they struggle. Like All United, like All Blacks. You understand? So it's going to be a difficult game. Of course, we are going to see the Eche Dogli, your player, and of course, Ishmael Adu and the likes. But I think that Kotoko may have a slight edge of Heart of Lions come tomorrow.
But for Karim Zito, you know, he was given this ultimatum. I think this game is a part.
I'm sure even if he should lose this game,
The pressure has come down a bit.
He will still continue as the head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko based on the 2 games performance that he has put up.
Sporty him some credit.
Yes, so it's clear. But he's going to this game with the positive mind that he's going to kill it. And Bashir said the wounded lion will rise. So it's definitely going to be a tough game.
I mean, from a tactical perspective, we watched Kotoko last week. I thought they looked generally better when they won. Against
Especially in the second half.
Especially in the second half. The second half, they were really good. Coach, what do you think would be the best way to approach this game, knowing that one, Lions are at home, and when they are, look, this is a big game, so they will show up. Fans will show up. The players want to play a performance. How should Karim Zito and the boys handle this assignment so that they can get the result they want?
They need to play their normal game. They don't need to be overhyped. He's missing Lord Amwa
at right back.
I think that's going to be the only change that will be the setup that he took to Babiani. Whether Ahmed Amwa will start or come from the bench is another thing. It will depend on the player that will be playing at the right back.
Okay.
He was also thinking of probably bringing one more further to play at that position. But he can even decide to push Joseph Amwa, the left-footed left back there. You know, he has tried it and it worked for him at one point. And then probably if Patrick Asiru is fit, Patrick can come to that position and then play. Zito is going to this game with a 4-4-2. Is it that Morifin Donsu
and Albert?
No, Dogo.
He'll go with Baba Dogo.
If Albert will play, Albert will operate from the right. So that when they lose possession, he comes to join Hubert Jehu and then Prince Badu.
Okay.
Peter Amidu Akwa, of course, will be starting from the left side. So the key for Kotoko game tomorrow is Lord Hubert Jehu and then Prince Badu in midfield.
Okay.
Because they need to make sure that they break the 3 midfield of Bashir Ford. That is Eche Dogli, Ishmael Ado, and Kwanzaa. But it's never going to be easy at all.
Well, let's talk about another team on 35 points, Accra Hearts of Oak. They come up against Bechem United in a game that many expect to be tough because Bechem themselves have been good in their last 4 games. They've lost just once in their last 4. And Kwabena Misa says going into this game, their target will be to make sure Benjamin Asare doesn't leave with a clean sheet. Coach.
That's good, Jamisa, for you.
I find that target really interesting, that your target in a game is the goalkeeper.
Of course.
No, he has not conceded. So if he concedes, meaning you are winning. No, that is how I understand him.
Yeah.
That he's going to win the game. You cannot win a game by ending the game goalless draw.
Of course.
Probably he's going to score, and then Asare is going to break the Asare's record at home. But I think that is going to be a tough game. You remember I told you about Bechem United best game that I watched away from home was against Mediama. A game that they should have won easily.
They drew 1-1. I think they scored first.
Yes, they scored first.
And then Mediama had to find the lead equalizer.
So for me, I think that it was a game that they should have won. But on the whole, I think that Hearts of Oak, they have defense, they have midfield, but they don't have attack. If the players are going to play the way they played in their last game against 11 Wonders, then Azufuk can have something to worry about. Because you have the likes of Augustine Okra, who has been scoring for them.
Experience.
Though he's aging, but with the ball, he's very influential. Without the ball, he's can around the defense of the opponent because he has got pace. So the moment he's can and there's a space and he takes off and the ball goes into that, then there's going to be a big problem for Accra House of Folk. Isaac Nyako, he has been struggling a bit, but I think that Frank Amankwa has been very good. They have Emmanuel Sifa, who is also doing very well, and they have Emmanuel Aban, very good. Yeah, a champion at the back is not bad. House of Folk is going to have a big game. I mean, Abdul Karim is playing his former club. House of Folk defense line has always been solid. SCB and Alim. But I'm afraid House of Folk probably is going to concede come Sunday. I'm looking at Augustine Okra. Because looking at the chances that came the way of the teams that House of Folk played. Yeah. And the players that having those opportunities. Asare has done a lot of work when they played Dreams FC. That 3 brilliant save that he made to the end of the game.
Yeah. But still, Dreams created chances.
They create chances.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that you have Okra in the team. And creating that opportunity, giving you that spaces for him to create that chances. He'll punish you no matter who you are. The goalkeeper in post will punish you. That is okay. Okra for you. Yeah. House of Folk needs to defend well. They need to attack well. But House of Folk games they've been starting very well, creating the chances. Hamza Issa, Mauli Wayu. Last season he scored 6 for House of Folk. This season 17 games. He was the top scorer for House of Folk last season.
Yeah.
And today, this season, he's still 5 goals this season. He's still the top scorer for House of Folk. And he's not an out striker. Frank Duku, for me, I'm lost of words for him. And you talk of Henry, that young chap on the right. He also needs to up his game. He's a very good player. He cuts in. He reminds me of the late Achu. May he so rest in peace. He cuts in, but he doesn't have the direct in terms of putting the ball there. He creates space for himself and setting his colleagues up. He normally waits for him to be pressurized before he does that. And when the moment you do that, you are space between your attacking players and then of course Abdul Karim, who is the player who is supposed to do the kind of mobility in that area. Because for Hussein, he will be doing best on the left side for House of Folk. But for me, I believe that it is a game that is going to be tough. House of Folk is never going to have it easy. But for the first time, Asari will concede at Legon Stadium.
That's an interesting one there. Coach, quickly, let's look at these games. Sodo Blacks, who are winless in their last 3, they will travel to Dance Park to take on BBN Gold Stars, who are also winless in their last 3.
What a start for
Sodo Blacks have a new manager.
I listened to some of their supporters. They say, well, they are really, really struggling. That is
All Blacks.
No. Gold Stars. After playing Kotoko, they've struggled a bit. But this is a game that All Blacks have also lost some key players through injury. And Coach Mingle, Kanse Mingle, took over, I think, on Wednesday. And today is going to be, this morning he's training. Rudolph Mensah got injured in their last game against Adriana. And it's 50-50 whether he's going to play or not.
Okay.
But Mingle that I know is a coach who loves to play the 3-back. Playing the 3-backs always gives him more option in Melford. But as to the players that he wants to rely on, most of them are injured. So he has to improvise. That is why I'm afraid for All Blacks that they may not have it positive at BBN. Because you have the likes of Atakumi and you have the likes of Vincent Atinga. You have the likes of, they have a very good team in BBN. Foster AJ, that is young child. I think it's about 18 years. So for me, I think that it's definitely going to be a difficult game for All Blacks. Mengel is a very good coach, but I'm afraid he's a friend. But I need to tell him that, look, this game is never going to be easy for him. I'll be surprised if All Blacks will even get a point in this game against it. Because looking at the players that are injured and how the coach is going to improvise to play this game, probably he's going to have it good when he have a full week training session with the team, knows the team very well. Though he took the Galaxies to Swedru when they were in camp, he played 2 friendlies with them. That doesn't make you know the team like the way you've been coaching your own club. But I think that this time the white man, your friend Marcus, will be able to carry all the 3 points at BBN.
Right. a lot has happened in the camp of Dreams FC over the last few weeks, and Parker Hansen has left the club. Reports say he's left because he wants to attend to his struggling Division 2 side. But Winfred Dortmund, he's been on a good run. They are unbeaten in their last 4 games. They come up against Vision FC this weekend.
Because
Vision.
No, you see, I like this game.
Yeah.
2 coaches who want their teams to put the ball on the turf and play.
And they speak tactical when you listen to them.
Yeah. 2 coaches who when they think about football, their philosophies are very similar. Get the ball on the ground and let's play. 2 coaches who are not afraid of opening up.
They have young players.
And they have young players.
It's going to be an interesting game.
Dreams are at home, right?
No, Vision at home.
Wow, Vision at home. So it's going to be at the near J. Krakow Stadium.
Dreams FC knows the venue very well.
Yeah.
They know the
venue. Vision know the venue very well too.
Dreams have gone there to have victories there, and I'm saying that they know the venue very well. But I think it's going to be very tactical. I'll look at Dortmund, I'll look at Nanajima. For the players, they know themselves very well. In as much as Vision have got a younger team, Dreams also has got a younger team. The only difference is John Entry. Okay, he's an experienced guy, and he motivates the players. And of course, if they play the way they play against Asofok, when they lose possession, they have about 9 or 10 players behind the ball. So the opposing team or the home team find is very difficult penetrating. But if the way I'm seeing Dreams FC playing and how Nanajima has also played, he nearly won the game in Hawaii. Yeah. But I think that it's a tough one. Both teams are going to score. It's either going to end 1-1 or 2-1 in favor of Vision.
Well, there's a lot at stake in this game because Vision are not in a good place at the moment. Yeah. They are level on points with Young Apostles who are in the relegation zone. And above them, you have Holy Stars, Brecum Chelsea, who are all on 23 points. Okay. Yeah. So if they don't win this game and Young Apostles win,
Young Apostles is playing 11
Holy Stars also win, then it means that Vision get pushed into that drop zone.
It will be tough.
And so it's a game that we'll be keeping our eyes on because.
But and then of course,
I foresee Vision going through.
Of course, and then you have to add in the layer of the 2 big men behind the club.
So very good friends.
It's the
2 very good friends.
Very good
Chief
friends.
of staff versus his boss.
Yes.
This is the exco derby.
In this case, I'm looking at the 2 coaches, Nanajima and then of course Winfred.
Look, I've been impressed.
I'm looking at the boss and his chief of staff.
You know, coach. I've been impressed with Dreams because when the season started,
they were struggling.
They really struggled.
Yes.
But I think they've turned the corner. It's taking them time. I watched that performance against Hearts of Oak. I love the bravery with which they played. They were very smart on the day. It's just that offside call some way. But I think going to Vision, you see, this is the kind of game Dreams will enjoy playing. Where
both teams enjoy playing.
It will be open. The John Entry factor will be very crucial, which means that if Dreams can get him in positions for him to cause problems,
I would suggest that John Entry shouldn't drop to defend.
He should stay up.
And when he's up there, one defender is not going to handle him. It's going to be 2. So technically, 10 against 11.
Yeah.
So if you have John Entry up there and let this Mo Shabam and then of course Salifu and the rest to be doing the running, and then in midfield, if Boa is fit, he should be able to play. And of course, you are good to go. Suraj, Seydou, and the rest, if they are all fit behind John Entry, play John Entry out there. He's good. There's little chance he get you can very make good use of your set pieces. If with that, because for Vision, they would love to come at Dreams FC because they need to win this game at all costs. Because you are talking of Basake. Obviously, I tip Basake to beat Brecum Chelsea at home, and I also tip Young Apostles to beat 11. So obviously, Basake is going to move to 26 points. Well, probably it's going to be at the position where Dreams FC is now. Now that is
25.
If they should win their game against Chelsea, that is 26. And if Young Apostles should also beat 11, they also move to 26. So we tell you that both teams winning are moving up. So if both teams are moving up, then which teams are dropping? Brecum Chelsea, obviously for me, I'm not sure they are going to win that game. Of course, and you have Nations FC. If Nations should also lose against Mediama today, they will also be at 12th position with 24 points. So it tells you that even if Hawaii should win,
Sporty
cannot overpass Nations. Hawaii definitely cannot come with a point from Tamale. I give it to Karela. No, they cannot come with a point from Karela United, who has gone in 4 games with 2 losses and all that. So it's definitely going to be a tight one. We are going to have new teams dropping to join 11 Wonders at the end of this very weekend games.
Now let's talk about Karela United, who have lost 3 on the bounce. They play against Hoho United. Hoho would have to travel all the way to Tamale.
So you had expected them to fly to Tamale so that they will rest more.
Absolutely.
So that they'll have energy to play.
Absolutely.
No, I agree with you.
They're going from where? Hohoi.
No.
Yes,
they'll
to
come-
Tamale.
No.
So Hohoi is further up in the terms of the Volta region.
Yeah, so
So where would they go
They
through?
could have used the other side. They could have used the other side. Yes.
So they go through a team.
And that side, the road is very good. They could have used that side. After the
Sporty FM.
they could have used that. But I don't know whether I don't think they'll use this side.
No.
I don't think they use it. I'm sure they will.
You have to go through.
You have to go to the other side. So I'm sure it will be easier for them. But at the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium, Samatex went to prove a point there. They went and then they played so well and they won against Karela. And they admitted that they were outplayed. And they lost that. In the game against Hoho United, who is struggling in the league with 20 points. And if they should lose this game, meaning that they are gradually going back to where they came from. If they should lose this game, they are gradually going to where they came from. But I think that Karela will be too strong for them at home.
Right. Let's quickly look at the game between Holy Stars. Yes, Holy Stars will be in action this weekend. They play Brecum Chelsea. It's a relegation battle.
They are made their home a fortress after Hasselhoff went to defeat them. No team has gone there to beat them. So they are trying as much as possible to make that place a fortress, especially when Johnson Smith took
Sporty
over.
FM.
They played well against Kotoko. We also saw the game that because Kotoko were stronger in the second half, especially the changes that Zito made. But they're going back. Chelsea is yet to win a game at home. Samobolu is back from his suspension, and I'm sure he's going to be on the bench. But I tip Basaka to win by a slim win, 2-1 or 1-0 win over Brecum.
Any team that loses this game could potentially drop into the relegation zone, depending on
the
how,
Holy Stars.
Yeah, depending on how
Chelsea
other results go this weekend. So
Yeah, I mean, it's
But at the back of
there's a
your
lot
mind,
to
you are
play
playing home and you know that if you lose that game, you are going.
Yeah.
You have to psych your players, let them know that look, this is a 3 points, a must win. Not from any dubious way, but play your normal game because you've played teams that are better than Brecum Chelsea and won. So you should be able to motivate yourself and win that game. But Brecum Chelsea can also pull a surprise. This is football.
Yeah.
But I tip Basaka to go through.
Finally, Young Apostles play 11 Wonders.
Everybody wants to play Wonders now.
I can't. I feel sorry for
This is
everyone
Sporty FM. The
because teams
voice
that
of
have fought so
sports.
hard, get into the league, move from their own venue to Accra, and then going back to Division 1, they are gone. They've gone back to Division 1. And if you ask me, are they going to play in Zone 3 or they'll go back to Zone 1? It's another thing. But going to Young Apostles has struggled in their last 4 games. They've really struggled. That was at the point where the CEO came, Mr. Dunphy came, that they are not playing the league again and all that. And after some conference calls, he came back to retract and then apologize that they will be playing. So, of course, I'm sure they'll use this game as a relaunch or a reset of getting points for them to be able to stay in the Ghana Premier League. It will be difficult for Levy Wonders, but as Didi Dramani once said, they are a very good side. Tactically, they are very good. They will play. By the end of the day, what motivates them to win the game, they don't have.
I'm very concerned about that. Last week I said it, and I'll repeat myself. Where Wonders are at the moment, I'm really afraid that very soon mentally they'll check out, and their games will not be competitive anymore. I get really concerned for the integrity of the league and I hope Wonders don't get to that point where they check out and then they show up and just play anyhow and hand points to teams. I don't know what the FA is doing. I don't know if somebody at the FA has also thought of it the same way I have thought of it. So they need to think about what to do to 11 or what to do with 11 Wonders. How do they still honor the rest of their league games in the most competitive spirit to ensure that nobody wakes up and says, "Oh, Wonders, easy 3 points. Let's show up and go and get them."
That's what it seems now.
That they've checked out.
They've checked out. I mean, every
August is gone.
Every team goes into a game.
No, but coach, you get the point I'm
Yeah,
getting.
yeah,
you see,
I
so
do.
okay.
Hoping to pick
So
people.
if that
What
is
is
the
the
case,
motivation?
yes, what is their motive? So right now, what can be done to ensure that they will still be competitive? I don't know, Ray, but you get the point. I mean, unless of course you think that they are lost cause, there's nothing we should do.
Well, I think on the side of the FA, it will be difficult for them to try to do anything.
Yeah, of course they.
I mean, these are players who are possibly not receive their salaries. You have to deal with all sorts of things to manage games and all. I mean, of course, they are human and they know their position on the league log. It's not as if they are going to survive.
9 points out of how many
They've
points?
checked that.
9 points out of 20.
They are out of it.
It's serious.
So it's just a matter of
9 points out of a possible 60 or 63.
it's just a matter of just honoring the games to avoid any bans
Sanction
or
or
something.
something.
Yeah, you understand. So they'll just present themselves. you get it. Well, but we'll see. So these are the games to look forward to in the Ghana Premier League round of 21. On Friday, which is today, at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, Nations FC will play against Midyama SC. And on Saturday, at the Kpando Stadium, Hearts of Lions would welcome Kumasi Asante Kotoko. On Saturday, at the Ni Ajay Kraku II Sports Complex in Tema, Vision FC will play against Dreams FC. And on Sunday, Hearts of Oak will play against Bechem United at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And I'll be meeting coach there. Nathan, will you come?
Where?
We'll be at the Legon Stadium.
Legon Stadium.
Yeah, on Sunday.
For
Hearts Bechem.
Hearts Bechem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to check my schedule. What
yeah.
time is
It's at 3:30.
it? Hey.
You have to come. We'll be expecting.
No.
Well, are you going to France?
No. Maybe
he has a date with Madam. So
no, that's not it at all. I have other things to do, but I'll be following.
Yeah.
I'll be following.
We know you'll be following.
I'll be following.
Kerala United will play Hoho United at the Aliyu Mahama Sports Stadium in Tamale. The referee will be Charles Bulu. Charles Bulu will be in charge of that game.
In Tamale.
Yeah, in Tamale. Gold Stars will play Sweden Blacks at the BBN Dance Park. And then Adriana FC will play Samatex at the Nana Jima Bedu, the first
one big game.
Yeah, that's one
solid.
of the big. Yeah,
so after this game, Adriana will be playing Kotoko at the Baba for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Round of 16.
Should be an interesting one. Yes. Basaka Holy Stars play Brekum Chelsea at the AAK, the second sports stadium. And then Young Apostles will play.
Is it a stadium or
it's a stadium.
Is that what is there?
Yeah, it's a stadium.
Which one?
The AAK, the second stadium, sports
so how are you
stadium.
going to call essentially?
It's a Chase Sports Complex. No, depending on the name you put on it, we'll give you that one.
Oh, okay. Okay. No comments.
And the Young Apostles will play 11 Wonders at the Ohene Amel Stadium. This weekend. So these are the games to look forward to in the Ghana Premier League. Coach, a big thank you to you for joining us on the show this morning.
I'll see you on Monday.
Hopefully we'll be back on Monday too.
Well, I'm sure they are going to be changing. For the top, there won't be any changes. Yeah, but whether they
are 8 points here. They'll still be.
Yeah. Probably the 3 teams that are beneath Midyama, probably they may come up, one may jump, one may stay. But for the down there are teams that will go and join.
Right.
Because where will you be this week? Okay, you are going to Legon.
No, I've not decided yet.
You haven't decided.
Coach is going to Kpando.
No, you said you are not moving. So
coach is going to Kpando.
No, this is I've not moved away from Accra to watch.
No, but he wants to go to Kpando. Do you know what is in Kpando?
What's in Kpando?
Do you know what is in Kpando?
That's Lapian.
Do you know Kpando?
That's Lapian.
No, have you been to Kpando
at the filling station?
I'll tell you a Kpando story after the show. Coach, I'll tell you a Kpando story after the show.
Oh, see you.
But coach wants to go to Kpando because of that.
No. I have not.
He says this season he hasn't been outside
Accra to watch games.
Oh, but this weekend we are taking you to Kpando. So you come back on Sunday.
No.
You relax over the weekend and come back on Sunday.
If it is Accra Stadium, even Tema, I've not been Tema to watch games. No.
So you go to Kpando. Okay, Nathan.
I might be at Lagos.
Nathan, I'll send you to Kpando.
Okay,
you and I would have to go on an excursion to Kpando.
No problem, we'll discuss it.
Excursion to Kpando. Do you know what is in Kpando?
No, I don't know. I was.
2.5 in Takoradi and 91.3 in Kumasi. Nathan is keeping an eye on the Australian Open semi-final clash between Alcaraz and Zverev. Nathan, what's happening in there?
Wow, this is dragging.
This is Sporty
Right?
FM,
It's 4
the
sets.
voice
Sorry,
of sports.
they are in the fifth set, 2 sets apiece, 5-5.
Wow.
At a point, Zverev looked like he was going to grab that fifth set, but Alcaraz has played himself back into contention.
Wow.
And it's 5.
And he gets to serve this time around.
He's serving. Alcaraz on the serve, 5-5.
So we've seen over 5 hours of
over 5 hours. Let's not forget that the second semi-final was supposed to have started around 8:30 a.m.
So we've
Ghana
done
time.
5 hours, 15 minutes already. Wow, that's an interesting one. Well, we'll see how this one ends, but we'll keep an eye on it. I'm sure before the show ends, we'll know the winner. So, but let's shift focus to Europe because a lot will be happening in Europe this weekend. Michael Carrick will be chasing his third straight win in the English Premier League. Thomas Frank will be battling Manchester City in an attempt to convince owners of Tottenham that he's still the man for the job. Liverpool, they have a very tricky tie against very inconsistent Newcastle United. Wolverhampton Wanderers, who suddenly look like a very difficult team to beat, they would be at home and they would play against Bournemouth. Arsenal travel to Eland Road to take on Leeds United in a game that should be tough. Brighton play Everton. And then you have Aston Villa taking on Brentford. Manchester United playing Fulham. Nottingham Forest would play against. And then Sunderland will play Burnley. And that Sunderland-Burnley game would be on Monday night. So there's Monday night football to look forward to. But Nathan, let's get into the English Premier League. It's been quite exciting. Looking at the standings, Arsenal, after losing to Manchester United, have it all to do. They have their 7-point lead at the top, cut to 4 after Manchester City beat Wolves to close the gap after their defeat. So a lot to look forward to this weekend. Arsenal first, 50 points. Manchester City second on 46 points. Aston Villa, they are third on 46 points as well. Manchester United are fourth. For the first time in a long while, United are back in top 4. They have 38 points. And then you have Chelsea, who are fifth on 37 points. They play West Ham this weekend. Then you have Liverpool in sixth on 36 points. Fulham seventh on 34 points. So Fulham themselves would be quite a handful for Manchester United this weekend. But Nathan, let's start with Arsenal. They play against a lead side they've comfortably beaten in their last 5 in their last 5 games. After losing to Manchester United, Arsenal should be up and running for this one. They should comfortably do the job over Leeds United, no?
Well, yeah, they should. They will be pumped. Even if it may be a complex game, I think Arsenal should get it over the line. I've always said that when you look at this Arsenal team, I think the last 3 seasons have taught them how to navigate some of these games. The tough ones where typically they would go and falter. Now you watch Arsenal, and more often than not, they go get a 1-0 win, 2-0 win, whatever, and then they walk away with the points because that's what you need to do in such games. It won't be an easy game. It won't be an easy game at all. Leeds United will make it a very complicated tie. We saw how Leeds dropped the ball at Everton on Monday. In a game I think they deserved to win, but they really couldn't execute properly, and Everton got themselves a point. So Arsenal will have to, one, dig into all the lessons they've learned, and more importantly, be pumped up after losing that game to Man United. So meaning that it doesn't matter whatever that's happening. Arsenal need to remember that they need to get points on the board. They need to find inspiration from that Man United result and get 3 points any which way possible. That is what they must do over the weekend, and I expect them to get those points come Sunday. It won't be an easy game at Leeds. Leeds will try and make it a ruckus atmosphere. We know the fans are Elland Road, but I think Arsenal should get something from this game. They need to get all 3 points. That's all they have to think about. Go and get 3 points, because should Arsenal drop points and City wins, then it cuts the lead down even, to even what, 2 points or 1 or 2 points. You don't want that. You really don't want that. I think Arsenal should get this over the line, get 3 points, and then see what else will be done to aid them.
Reverse fixture ended 5-0 in favour of Arsenal, and I'm sure Arteta would be looking back at that clip and saying, well, I should be able to get maximum points in this one. Another game we should look forward to this weekend is the game between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City. It's a game that, a lot of people would expect Manchester City to dominate, but we've seen Tottenham
Sporty FM.
actually surprise everybody when nobody expects them to perform. Nathan, it's a big game for Tottenham Hotspur and Thomas Frank. But first of all, why is Thomas Frank under pressure?
I guess when you handle Spurs in this current era, there's always pressure, right? There's always that expectation that you have to try and get the team close to European football. Spurs are in the Champions League now. At last season, they played in the group stage. The expectation that you take them back there. And for Thomas Frank, now he's in a bigger pool. Now he has more resources. Now he has to manage egos. Now he has to handle, a lot more. And that's what can complicate it. And Spurs fans broadly want football that is pleasing to watch. Thomas Frank is not somebody who will give you the most exciting brand of football. He's a manager who can get the job done. He will get you what you need. He will build a solid team that will be professional and really solid as to what they want to do. And sometimes when such managers come to Spurs, it really doesn't work because their fans want something a bit more elaborate, a bit more exciting, right? And then he has injury problems. So through all of that in plus the poor form, and you can understand why people are going after him. The expectation was that the team would kick on properly from Ange Postecoglou. The team would be a bit more stable. The team would still play the exciting football, but it still hasn't turned out that way for Thomas Frank. And playing against Man City is a big deal. It's a big deal. We've seen this particular game, Spurs versus Man City, in various forms over the years. Yeah. The impact it's had on all kinds of title races and all. Man City themselves are hoping to continue after beating Wolves last week.
Yeah.
So they won't have to go there and get some. It won't be easy. Spurs can't turn up. Spurs can't really, give Man City a game, but City will have to go for it. They will have to go for it. And for Thomas Frank, these are some of the big wins he would want. If he gets one over City, I think he buys him extra credit in the bank. Yeah. It keeps him in the job for a while longer.
Well, last time both teams met, Manchester City lost at home to Tottenham Hotspur. That was match 2 of the English Premier League.
Yeah, and I remember Spurs did a brilliant counter-attacking job on that.
That was when Kudus and the likes were in the game. Palhinha, Sarr, Johnson. Was
that the game that James Trafford made an error? I think he was trying to pass out.
Yes, that's the game. That's the game. So we'll see how things pan out when Tottenham Hotspur take on Manchester City. But Nathan, do you see Tottenham possibly sacking Thomas Frank if they don't win against Manchester City? Because mind you, they are currently 14th on the league log, and that's a position they are very familiar with. Last season they were there and about until they won the Europa League, and that did not even guarantee that our good friends stayed on the job.
Yeah,
would the owners of Tottenham be patient if Thomas Frank doesn't get a result this weekend?
I don't think he'll be sacked immediately. I think if he doesn't win that game, the pressure goes up.
Okay.
I don't think he'll be sacked this weekend. Assuming Spurs lose to Man City, it's not like losing condemns them to relegation. No, I don't think that will happen. I think should he lose, the pressure will start to crank. And then in a game or two, if those other results don't work, then he'll be let go. But I don't think his exit will be premised on whatever happens against Man City over the weekend.
Liverpool have looked good over the last few games. They've looked decent until their last game in the Premier League. That didn't go as planned. Well, many expected them to possibly stay in top 4 or get back into top 4. But strangely, they lost against Bournemouth in the dying embers of that game. A very strange result. Do you see them bouncing back against another tricky side in Newcastle?
Well, that is a very interesting one. I watched that Liverpool game at Bournemouth. Their start was really poor.
Yeah.
What they cannot afford to do is start like that against Newcastle. Mm-hmm. Newcastle, we do know what they can do. We do know that they under Eddie Howe, they've also had their own issues. But sometimes for the bigger games, they tend to show up. And Liverpool have to manage themselves and manage the first 20 to 25 minutes of that game. If they can go through it, be comfortable, and, get a goal or two, they will be fine. I think Arne Slot Arne Slot knows what his
Sporty FM.
his best team looks like. I don't see how and why he keeps changing. I think Hugo Ekitike will have to start this game. I think so. He has to start. I think that he gives Liverpool the best scoring opportunities, the best scoring options, and he's the player who can get them going. Right? I don't know what that will mean for Wirtz and Gatto and Salah and stuff, but I think Ekitike has to start, especially if Liverpool want to get something on the board and want to get points against Newcastle. Newcastle, as I said, we've studied the issue. And are Liverpool the home team?
Yeah, yes, Liverpool play at home.
Brilliant. So that means that Liverpool will have the opportunity to start, to push on and get all points. Starting well is important. And Newcastle have got problems playing away from home. Liverpool need to take advantage.
Well, Liverpool need to get back to winning ways if they have to find a way back into top 4. But Nathan, you've been doing the Australian Open watch alongside, talking to me here.
Yes.
Nathan, what just happened?
We are finally done. Carlos Alcaraz. Wow, he's won by 3-2. Won the final set 7-5. He had to dig in deep. He had to really, really dig in deep to get that win over the line, and he did. The exhaustion, the physical demands. It looks like an injury, if you like, or some uncomfortable thing, but he showed great powers of recovery, showed determination, showed grit, and now he's going into the final of the 2026 Australian Open.
Well, he did it in 5 hours, 26 minutes. That was even before we started the show.
That was
a
lot.
And I think this could be a new semi-final record, because the last time we saw a very long semi-final contest was between Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this could pass for the longest semi-final match at the Australian Open. But Zverev would have himself to blame because he had it at a point. He had it at a point.
He had it. He had it. He just couldn't get it over the line.
Yeah.
He couldn't, cross the Rubicon. And now
it was a case of very exciting
what could
game.
have been.
Well, Yannick Sinner will need 5 hours to dispatch Novak Djokovic. So
This is Sporty FM.
we'll see how that pans out. But Carlos Alcaraz is through to the finals of the Australian Open, and he would wait for the winner of the match between Novak Djokovic and Yannick Sinner. But almost every pundit and his dog did predict before the start of the competition that we're going to see an Alcaraz Sinner final. So I would see how that pans out. But Nathan, let's get back to our Premier League, and there's a game that a lot of people would be watching as well. Chelsea play West Ham. Rosinho, he's done quite a credible job since he took charge. Chelsea have quietly been doing the business. Quietly, Chelsea have been winning games and making sure they beat what's in front of them. Against a West Ham team that have been on and off. In fact, they've not been very consistent, but they've tried to look very difficult and very organized and quite difficult to beat. What should we expect from this game? They are battling relegation and will be desperate for more points. And so they face a Chelsea team who themselves are chasing top 4 places. How will this game end? And can Rosinho continue his fine run with his new club?
They are in a position to do so, but Chelsea will have to do a very good follow through. West Ham, I saw them beat Sunderland last week. They looked really good, but it was at home. Sunderland didn't have Granit Xhaka. Sunderland were a complete mess of themselves. Now they are facing Chelsea, who seem to be enjoying themselves these days. They are playing really well under Liam Rosinho. They did really well in the Champions League against Napoli. So this will be a tough ask for both sides. But Chelsea are favourites, right? They will start this game feeling really positive about themselves. And then once the Champions League qualifying tickets also in the bag, it will be a wonderful way to end the week. But it won't be easy. West Ham will have a bit of determination around them, especially after beating Sunderland last weekend. They'll feel that they can go and get something. Let's not forget I think they got a point at Old Trafford. So and they've tried hard when they have taken on some of the bigger teams. But I think Chelsea will edge this. I think Chelsea will win this. They've looked really good at home in the last few games, and I don't think they'll want to drop the ball on this one. Exciting
game to look forward to. Chelsea, they'll be playing against West Ham this weekend. Chelsea are currently fifth on the English Premier League table, just 1 point off top 4 places, and they'll be desperate to pick up maximum 3 points when they take on West Ham at the Stamford Bridge. West Ham themselves, they have won back-to-back games. They beat Tottenham Hotspur away and also picked up all 3 points against Sunderland. So we'll see how things pan out for West Ham as they take on Chelsea under coach Liam Rossini. Now, let's look at the other games. And there's a big game coming up. Manchester United, definitely. They face Fulham, who themselves are not doing badly in the league this season. Fulham are just 4 points off Manchester United, and they are currently 7th on the league table. United welcome Fulham to Old Trafford this weekend. Nathan, are we going to see Michael Carrick pick his 3rd successive win in the Premier League?
Well, he will have to work hard to get that win. Fulham won't be easy to beat. Fulham have had Man United's number in a while, in terms of the league at Old Trafford. Yeah. So it won't be easy at all. Michael Carrick, a lot of the talk has been, what will United do when a team sits off them? That is the question he has to answer this weekend. Yeah. Fulham will come and be very solid. They will come in and try to frustrate Man United. And then they'll see what they can get later on. Because when you look at what they've done at Old Trafford, they're either scoring via set piece, Calvin Bassey appearing on the end of a set piece. This was in the FA Cup, and then I think they won at Old Trafford 2 seasons ago. Alexi Iwobi with that late winner. So United will have to be very, very careful, but they will have to be confident as well. Michael Carrick has given them a new lease. People are happy with what they've seen. I've listened to a lot of the players. They seem to be talking about positive times and all of that. They will have to continue with that positivity this weekend. It's not a matter of beating Arsenal and Man City. Those ones are very straightforward. You know what you have to do. But how do you handle Fulham? How do you handle a team that can be quite tricky? How do you handle Marco Silva's tactical work, right? So Carrick will have a lot on his hands, and I'm sure he wants to get another win. Lots of Man United fans would want that. But it's a question of how does Carrick handle the Fulham test? Now that Fulham will back off and give Man United the ball, let's see what they can do. United under Ruben Amorim really poor with the ball. Whenever teams gave them possession, they didn't know what to do. Let's see if Michael Carrick has taken away that, and let's see what he can do to give Man United a win on Sunday.
Great. So games to look forward to: Matchday 24, 2025, 2026 English Premier League season. Brighton play Everton. Leeds United take on Arsenal. Wolverhampton Wanderers will play Bournemouth. Chelsea take on West Ham United. Liverpool play Newcastle. Aston Villa take on Brentford. Manchester United will play against Fulham. Nottingham Forest will take on Crystal Palace. Tottenham Hotspur take on Manchester City. And then Sunderland will play Burnley on Monday night. So these are the games to look forward to in the English Premier League. As things stand, Arsenal, they are currently top of the table. They have 50 points. In second place, you have Manchester City on 46. Aston Villa, they also play Brentford this weekend. They are on 46 points. And then Manchester United are 4th on 38 points. Chelsea are 5th on 37 points. And Liverpool are 6th on 36 points. If you look at the relegation drop zone, you have West Ham, who are 18th on 20 points. And they are 5 points off Nottingham Forest, the team in position number 17. So West Ham have quite a long road to get out of relegation. Burnley have 15 points, and Wolverhampton Wanderers have 8 points, and they are currently 20th. It looks almost like the job is done for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I don't see how they survive this season with just 8 points after 23 games. They're almost looking like 11 wonders.
Yeah, you have to think about them and wonder how they are going to survive the rest of the season. They want to move their striker on, Strand Larsen, but that move, it looks like, has stalled. I don't know what they are going to do, but they'll have to push on, take it one game at a time, see how many points they can gather at the end of the season. But they have a lot of work to do, to save themselves.
It's a weekend where we are going to see a lot of action in Spain as well. Spanish La Liga, Matchday 22. Let me take you through the fixtures. Espanyol will play Alaves tonight, and then tomorrow Oviedo take on Girona. Osasuna play Villarreal. Levante would play Atletico Madrid. Elche take on Barcelona. You have Real Madrid facing Rayo Vallecano. Betis take on Valencia. Getafe take on Celta Vigo. Atletico Bilbao would play against Real Sociedad. And then on Monday night, you have Sevilla traveling all the way to Mallorca to take on Real Mallorca. So those are the games to look forward to. In terms of the standings in La Liga, you have quite an interesting one there. Just 1 point separates Barcelona and Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid, they are a few points off. They are currently third on 44 points. So Barcelona have 52 points, Real Madrid have 51, Atletico Madrid have 44, and BRL, Thomas Partey's club, have 41 points. And Real Madrid have a clean record. They have won 5 of their last 5 games in La Liga. Barcelona, on the other hand, they have lost 1. In their last 5, that defeat came at the hands of Real Sociedad. This weekend they play Elche. Elche themselves have not won a game in their last 4. And Real Madrid play Rayo Vallecano. And Rayo Vallecano, this season, they are also struggling. They're also a struggling side. But Nathan, let's talk about Real Madrid. Now, Newman Arbeloa is in charge, but he hasn't convinced many. Especially looking at that performance against Benfica in the Champions League, it doesn't look like things are coming up for him. It's almost reminiscent of Real Madrid and how do you call him? I think was it Soriano? I'll get that name. I'll get that name right. Soldado. No, I'll get that name right. When Real Madrid decided to go for another academy coach, I remember. It didn't go too well for them.
Santiago Solari.
Yes, that's Solari. Yes, Solari. It didn't go too well for them. And Arbeloa is almost taking Real Madrid back to where they were that time. Okay. And that's actually welcome the talk of Unai Emery and the likes. In fact, if I ask you to rate Arbeloa's performance as manager of this team in this short while, do you think he has what it takes to challenge Barcelona for the title and possibly get Real Madrid to have a clear hold or have a good run in the Champions League?
I will say no. We speak a lot about managing players at Real Madrid, right?
Yeah.
We speak a lot about what you must do and what you mustn't do. But the point is that they are football games to win nonetheless. I don't think Arbeloa has convinced me. I mean, the Champions League performance, I was really surprised at what I saw. They got booted out of the cup. Of course, he won the last league game they played at Villarreal, and I think he won the previous one as well. I guess it will take time. Bedding in issues, teething issues. Maybe he's even still working on eggshells because he doesn't even know what will happen next. And I was the Real Madrid job is a very complicated job, right? You are managing downwards, managing upwards, and all. But whatever it is, this weekend they will have to keep going. They are a point behind Barcelona. This is not the time to falter. Yeah. So Arbeloa will have to get a game plan right, but more importantly, get the players to execute this weekend. The players know what is at stake. They know what is at stake. The chance to stay 1 point behind Barcelona, or in the most extraordinary situation, get to the top of the La Liga because Barcelona may have dropped points somewhere. So they will have to be ready. Real Madrid will have to do their part, which is to win. But in terms of Arbeloa, I'm yet to be fully convinced. The first win that they got, and then the other La Liga win, the most recent one was at Villarreal. You can say that, okay, initial stages, maybe new manager bounce and all of that. Let's see how they fare this weekend. And they will also need other results to go their way for them to go top, especially as Barcelona are equally playing.
Well, we'll see how things pan out. Nathan, Barcelona take on Elche. It's an away game for Barcelona. Normal service.
Yes, I don't think they should have an issue. I think that they will take those opportunities as and when they get it. I will be very interested in knowing what the attacking options are for Barcelona. Who gets to start, who gets to be benched, but more importantly, who gets to play through the middle. I think that they've gone through all kinds of players, Lewandowski, Dani Olmo, Ferran Torres. Fans don't seem to be fully satisfied with Barcelona's attack, especially the scoring side. They will have to do a lot to improve that, starting with a win this weekend. And I think a win this weekend gives them confidence. That is one. Keeps them on top of the table. That is two. But I think it will also kind of galvanize them. It won't be a game where you show up and win 5-0. They could possibly do it. But these are the games where they will have to learn to band together. Players will have to take responsibility. And I think Hansi Flick needs to also quickly make a determination as to who his preferences are, right? Who he prefers to lead the line. As I said, they've gone through different names, and Barcelona fans seem very unhappy with all the kinds of mixes that they've tried, whether it's Olmo, whether it's I'm trying to remember, Ferran Torres. So whoever Hansi Flick picks this weekend, that person will have to do the job. That person will have to deliver. And for Barcelona, as I've said, the other motivation is, do they want to be overtaken by Real Madrid? If no, then they have to go and get themselves a result.
Fantastic. There's Italian Serie A to look forward to, Matchday 23. And currently, if you look at the Italian Serie A table, the top four has Inter Milan on 52 points. AC Milan, they are second on 47 points. So Inter Milan have a 5-point lead over their city rivals, AC Milan. And then you have AS Roma in third place, 43 points. And the Napoli are fourth on 43 points as well. Juventus are outside. They are fifth on 42 points. And Como, who have done really well this season, they are currently sixth on 40 points. So Como are chasing Champions League places, and currently they are just 3 points off Champions League places. Let me welcome Michael Asari-Boadu, who's joined us from Sporty FM 91.3 in Kumasi. Michael, good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Great. I'm just getting into the Italian Serie A, and the league table makes an interesting reading. You look at Inter Milan, AC Milan, AS Roma, Napoli, all in that top four spot, Juventus fifth, and then Como pushing for Champions League football. This team, Como, what do we know about them, and how come this season they look so good and are seemingly sweeping opponents aside? In their last two games, they scored 9, conceded 0. And it looks like they might possibly give some of the top teams a run for their money and possibly finish in top 4 places. What do we know about this team, Como?
Well, what we know about Como is simple. A team with wealthy owners and also those who have played a game of football before and have decided to combine their expertise and run a football club just how they see a football club as it should be run. And so, talk of the wealthy owners, I think if you are ranking the richest Serie A owners, the owners of Como would likely be in the top 5. And then, in terms of running the football, they have a board that constitutes like Cesc Fabregas himself, who is the coach. There is Thierry Henry. At a point in time, they had Dennis Law, former Chelsea captain, on board. And then they have mentors that they look up to, the likes of Arsene Wenger. And so it's much more like they've pieced their ideas together, refined it, and then they've come together with this concrete plan. The approach is simple. They won't flash cash flamboyantly. They will not want to spend excessively on players who perhaps might come with a certain prima donna status and then will not really deliver for them in terms of what they expect. They will get young, unfancied players who barely get minutes. For instance, take the case of Nico Paz. Nico Paz clearly was in the land of the unknown at Real Madrid. Now, Cesc Fabregas and Como decided to offer him a project that will not just polish him and make him one of the best youngsters in the game, but also it would enhance his value so that in the event that the Como decides to sell, they will make money out of the player, and the player will also take the next step in terms of his career. And that is clearly what Como is doing. And it is not just Spanish talent. They also go around the rest of Europe to get the best of talent, assemble them, and then they put together a solid team. And again, they know that young talent alone cannot do this. So they've established a strong backbone or foundation that is laden with experience. So for instance, Diego Carlos, a former player of Sevilla, he came to Aston Villa. Things did not really work out as expected. Went to Fenerbahce. Again, did not really work out. But he's been offered another option or another attempt at making sure his football gets to the level it gets to at Como. And his experience is able to guide him from the back. In the middle, they have the likes of former Barcelona player Sergio Roberto. Up front, there is Alvaro Morata, who will also guide the young ones. So I think it's a well-run club. It is a club that is properly run, and they are run by, or it is run by people who know their stuff, and they are actually reaping the results. They've been if you are looking for the best teams in the Serie A, the Como will definitely rank in the top group in the past 2 seasons, and they deserve to be where they are.
Right. Como, they come up against Atalanta this weekend in a game that promises to be exciting. Como are set, Atalanta are 7th. However, Como, they have a 5 points lead over Atalanta. What kind of games should we expect, and can they continue their fine winning run?
I think it's going to be a no-holds-barred match. Como will play their brand of football. They never shy away from doing that. Whether it yields the results or not, they will definitely play the way they are supposed to play. Atalanta, similarly. I think under Ivan Juric, they were on a very bad run. The club, the players, and the coach were at different directions. The coach wanted to go this way, and the club was differently. Eventually, they parted company. And ever since they sacked Juric, Atalanta have turned over their poor start to the campaign, and they have been getting results in the Champions League and also on the domestic front. They are getting the performances and the results that they need. So Rafael Palladino has turned around things. Cesc Fabregas coaching a very solid team. I watched them in the Coppa Italia against Fiorentina just this midweek, and checking by how they played, the class they used, and the character, judging irrespective of their age, I think Como will definitely take the fight to Atalanta. But it's going to be an exciting game. Goals will likely be scored by the two sides. But I think, judging by the experience of Atalanta and what they're able to do, if anybody is to win this game, I want to go for Atalanta. Also, they want to close the gap between themselves and Como. Como are currently set, occupying the Europa Conference League spot, and Atalanta will want to target that and use it as an option. So I think that will be enough fuel, enough motivation for Atalanta to go all out. And I think they have one of the best attacking units currently in the game now. They have Ademola Lookman back from the AFCON. He's added a new firepower to the attack. Already there is Gianluca Scamacca. He's back scoring goals again. And I think together as a unit, they are more threatening than Como is. Como is more of the collective, and then the influence of Nico Pass. Atalanta is more of the attacking setup led by Ademola Lookman. It will be an exciting game, but if anyone is to win it, my money is certainly on Atalanta.
Well, let's quickly go through the other games. Inter Milan take on Cremonese. That should be an easy task for Inter Milan to pick all 3 points in that one.
On paper, it's easy. In reality, it's a bit tricky. Cremonese, they are a bit of your on and off team. You don't know when they will show up. And again, they've won a game at the San Siro this season. They beat AC Milan. Yeah. So clearly it points towards the fact that Cremonese has some giant killing in them. Inter will need not underrate them. But will Inter have enough in their tank after the UEFA Champions League exertions? Don't forget they've played back-to-back midweek games. And then in between, they also have to compete very well for the Serie A in terms of adding up to their points and then increasing their chance of winning the league. They have the best unbeaten run so far in the league, won 4, drawn 1 in their last 5 matches. Talk of Inter Milan. Cremonese not really in a good place. They failed to win any of their last 5. But I think that Inter have a deep squad. It allows for them to rotate. And it looks like Christian Kibu is now coming to terms with his best team, depending on the game that they have to play. Juan Boni, Esposito can definitely step up when they are called in to replace the likes of Lautaro Martinez and then Marcos Thuram. In midfield, they now have a very good set to replace the sure starters in Akancha Anoglu, in Henrik Mkhitaryan, and Nicolo Barella. So I think they have a solid team. And I think their deep squad will be enough for them. When push gets to shove and Cremonese will need to dig deep, they'll definitely find nothing. But for Inter, they will find something, and that is competent enough to get them a result. I'm taking Inter Milan to win against Cremonese, although it will not be easy.
Right. Finally, let's look at the game between AC Milan and Bologna. AC Milan last time out, they drew at AS Roma, and they find themselves trailing Inter Milan by 5 points. What should we expect from AC Milan this weekend against a very tricky side in Bologna, who themselves have lost back-to-back games?
Typical Allegri game, he would go in there and do his usual stuff. No open up, try to catch Bologna on the break, and then there will not be a lot of chances for AC Milan. But one thing that has helped them has been their conversion. Against Roma created loads of chances that they should have punished AC Milan for. They failed to do that. They were a bit profligate up front, and AC Milan capitalized. Just one good chance, and then they made a go out of it. I think it is something that Allegri's teams are known for, and he's brought that to AC Milan. I'm a bit surprised because they've actually drawn more games in their last 5 than won. 3 draws and then 2 wins. And these draws came against opponents who you actually have to consider as being part of the new top 6 in Italy. Against Bologna, a bit difficult for AC Milan. Bologna are different gravy when they play at home. They are different when they play away. But again, what helps AC Milan in this game is that they've had enough rest and enough time to prepare. Bologna had to prepare to play in the Europa League yesterday, and it was an away game as well. So how much do they have in their tank in terms of stamina and energy? And I think that will be their undoing. But they will still take the game to AC Milan, but I trust Allegri to work out something that works for them, especially with Milan having enough time to prepare to face Bologna. I am tipping Milan not to lose this game, a win or draw for them. But if you have to push me to the wall and then say I should actually take one thing to win, it is going to be AC Milan. They have a fresh squad. Looks like almost every player is available. Luka Modric, Adrian Rabiot in the middle. Then also up front, they've added Nicolas Fulkrug, who gives them another option. Because Rafael Leao, the likes of Christian Pulisic, they will give you a different vibe. But in terms of aerial dominance, Nicolas Fulkrug offers that to AC Milan, and that gives them variety in terms of attack. So I am taking AC Milan to beat Bologna.
Well, Michael, before you go, there's a game between Napoli and Fiorentina. And looking at Fiorentina this season, Fiorentina find themselves in the drop zone. They are currently, I think they are 17th. Let me check. They are in the relegation zone, actually, in the Italian Serie A. They are 18th. Yes, they are 18th on the table. Yeah. What happened to Fiorentina? Why have they dropped that low in the Italian Serie A this season?
They tried to fix what wasn't really broken. They brought back Stefano Pioli, had lots of faith in him, and they backed him heavily in the transfer window, brought the likes of Edin Dzeko on board. But the project under Pioli did not get off to expectations, and as such, results were very poor. Again, they dilly-dallied in dismissing Pioli, and that delay also culminated in them going for a long stretch with very poor results in Europe and also at the domestic front. And that did not really help their case. By the time they decided to sack Pioli, they were down in the doldrums, lying somewhere in the relegation zone. But after the managerial change, after some changes to their playing department, they look to have turned over a leaf until their recent loss to Cagliari. Before that, they had embarked on an unbeaten run, winning 2, drawing 2, even including a draw against AC Milan. So I think they are trying to work things out. And then there is extra motivation for them because their owner, Rocco Commisso, he died some weeks ago. And I think the players have sworn to themselves that they will not let the club sink in this same year. So they will do something. They want to prove a point. And I think they will make it difficult for Napoli. Napoli have been battling with injuries. Good news for them. Romelu Lukaku has started to play big part roles in some of the games they've played in recent weeks. It looks like he's ready for a full go. And so maybe he will play larger minutes in this match against Fiorentina. But Lukaku alone is not enough to solve the issues that Napoli have. A lot of players are out injured after playing in the Champions League as well. I think Fiorentina will definitely fancy their chances. They are the team that can cause problems for this Napoli team. In fact, if this game ends in a draw, I will not be surprised. I don't think Napoli has what it takes to beat Fiorentina. And I also don't think Fiorentina has enough to beat Napoli. Right. So the best here is that the two teams will even themselves out and it will be a draw.
Right. Let me take listeners through the fixtures. Round of 32 Italian Serie A. Lazio will play Genoa. Pisa take on Sassuolo. And okay, so the Lazio Genoa game is tonight. And then on Saturday, you have Pisa taking on Sassuolo. And Napoli will play Fiorentina. Cagliari play Verona. And on Sunday, you have Torino facing Lecce. Como playing Atalanta. Cremonese taking on Inter Milan. And Parma would play Juventus on Sunday. On Monday, you have Udinese taking on AS Roma. And then on Tuesday, Bologna and AC Milan would end the tie for this round. So That's how the Italian Serie A is shaping up, and that's what to expect. In the German Bundesliga, there are some interesting games to look forward to as well, because we all know Bayern Munich, despite defeat last weekend, they are still in pole position to retaining the title they won last season. But these are the games to look forward to. FC Cologne, they play Wolfsburg tonight. Augsburg, the Giant Killers, they play St. Pauli. Eintracht Frankfurt play Bayer Leverkusen tomorrow. Hoffenheim play Union Berlin. RB Leipzig will play Mainz 05. Werder Bremen take on Borussia Mönchengladbach. Hamburg SV, they play against Bayern Munich. Stuttgart play Freiburg. And then Borussia Dortmund, they play Heidenheim all on Sunday. So these are the games to look forward to in the German Bundesliga. If you want to see what the table looks like, you want to know what the table looks like, Bayern Munich, despite losing last weekend to Augsburg, they are still top of the table on 50 points. Borussia Dortmund have 42 points, and Hoffenheim have 39, Leipzig have 36, Stuttgart 36, and Bayer Leverkusen on 32. So there's 8 points between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And Nathan, Michael, any chance of Dortmund possibly catching up?
No. I mean, that's not going to happen. Dortmund are not catching Bayern Munich. Not now, not this season, not in any time soon. Munich and the company have looked really, really good. And last week's loss, if you see the reaction, if you read the reaction, people were not happy at all. And company and if they're playing, but it just collectively they said it was just a bad performance. I guess looking at the league table can sometimes give you this feeling where, look, whatever happens, we'll show up and win. I guess it's a bit of a reality check for them. They get to go again. And I think that in a few weeks, Munich will confirm the fact that they are going to win yet another Bundesliga title. It took them a while to get going under company, but it looks like they have been really they have been good value. They've done really well for themselves. At an individual level, I'm very happy for Harry Kane. Is this going to be what? Is
second title?
Second title?
Yeah.
I'm happy for him, right? I'm very, very happy for him. There are talks of a contract extension. I think that he deserves that extension. I think he's done very well for himself. He's contributed what he has to contribute to Bayern Munich, and they would want to keep him around for a while longer. But I guess for Munich, the bigger prize this season is what can they do in Europe? What can they do in the Champions League? Can they go far? Because now the group stage is gone. Now it's one shot, one kill. If you don't win, you are out. Yeah. And that's where a lot of the players or Bayern Munich will be tested as a collective emotionally and mentally, and even at a tactical level. But in terms of the Bundesliga, I don't think they have any contenders at the moment.
Right. We'll see how things pan out in the German Bundesliga over the weekend. And I'm sure, hopefully, the Panthers out there will be careful when they are picking Bayern Munich in their slip.
So they don't repeat.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's just a minor hiccup. So they'll come good. Now, let's go to France. And Nathan loves to stay in France. So let me take Nathan back to France. And so this weekend, Matchday 20, you have Lens taking on Le Havre. That game will be tonight. You have Paris FC taking on Marseille. Marseille in all sorts of trouble. De Zerbi has been threatened with a sack.
Yeah. I mean, Mehdi Benasha, their sporting director, did kind of hint at consequences following their Champions League exit. I don't know if that means very immediate the sacking of Bobby De Zerbi, but he Mehdi Benasha was very unforgiving of the players, especially. He said their performance was really bad against Club Brugge. So, but because of all of this, expect a bit of a reaction from Marseille. It is whether they can sustain that reaction for the rest of the season. That is the problem. But expect a bit of a reaction. But they are playing Paris FC, PSG's younger brothers.
Giants Killers.
And of course, they lost to PSG in the league, beat PSG in the cup. Marseille will have to find something and go and play that game, because Paris FC would really want to stick it in and kind of cause more problems. But Marseille will have to find something and go to Paris FC and get themselves a win. It won't be easy because there's always drama around Marseille, and sometimes it's the inconsistencies that have hurt them this season. Expect them to win and they don't. But this weekend, they will have to do it for themselves and for the fans.
Right. Lorient played Nantes. Monaco took on Rennes. Lyon versus Lille.
Yeah, that's the game.
That's a game of the round. And then Angers take on Metz. And the nice Brest.
Nice. That's really nice.
Oh, Nathan. That's what I'm reading here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you show me the
It's Nice.
Nice. It's Nice.
OJ say Nice.
It's Nice. Michael is Nice. Michael is Nice.
Nice and Brest.
Okay, so it's Nice and Brest this weekend.
That would be interesting. Nice 2 weeks ago, I think, won their very first game in the Europa League for how many years? And the league, they're not really doing too well. Brest, and you know what? The thing about whenever I watch Stade Brest, I look out for two players: Ludovic Ajorc, they are number 9, and then Romain Del Castillo. But I think Del Castillo got himself sent off. I'm not too sure. That would be a very interesting game to watch. Strangely enough, I tip Stade Brest to win at Nice. So I think Stade Brest will win at Nice.
So there's Nice Brest, there's Nice Brest, this weekend.
Sporty FM.
And then there's Toulouse versus Auxerre, and then the Strasbourg versus PSG.
Auxerre are in all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
I think a few more bad results and they officially would have confirmed their place in Ligue 2 next season.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
We'll see how things pan out for them. They have lost 4 straight games and it's not looking good for them.
And they have 2 of our Black Stars players, Elisha Owusu and Gideon Mensah.
Quality players. Yeah, so we'll see. But Nathan, the top of the table in French League, it's not looking like the usual.
No.
It's just 2 points between PSG and Lens.
Yes, Lens went on top a few weeks ago. They had stayed there until they lost to Marseille. And then PSG won at Auxerre, and that's what's changed. For PSG, I think that the gap will remain close for a bit until Lens probably start to fall off. But for PSG, the challenge has been injuries. The biggest problem, really, injuries. 2, some inconsistency in terms of their goalkeeping. Lucas Chevalier is a very good goalkeeper, but he does have his moments. He's not as assured over a consistent period as Gianluigi Donnarumma when he was number 1 at Paris Saint-Germain. So I think there's that. And then there's the inconsistency of the players themselves, those who get to feature. But I think PSG will take it slow. I think this is the second half of the season. They are out of the Coupe de France. Even though it's disappointing, they'll look at it and say that is a few more games taking off the calendar. Yeah. So whereas others are playing in midweek, they can rest and recover. Luis Enrique has been talking about the fact that even tactically, they've not had enough time to work on a lot of the things they want to work on. So I guess the fixture list will start to ease up slightly. And then when the injuries start to also ease up, we'll start to see the more recognizable PSG. But it's a close gap between themselves and Lens, and there's no room for error. So I guess it's just they'll go at each other until somebody starts to fall off.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's it as far as the top flight leagues in Europe is concerned. But Michael, let me take you to Switzerland because later today, or not later today, around 11 a.m. today, we are expecting to know the round of 16 playoff draw. The playoff draw as far as qualifying to the round of 16 is concerned in the UEFA Champions League. And some interesting teams in there. If you can quickly take us through what the seedings and potential matchups is like, I would appreciate that. So, Michael, 16 teams who have qualified for the Champions League knockout phase would know their opponents in the next hour. So at 11 o'clock, the draw would start. And teams that finished between position number 9 and 24th on the table would play against each other. Michael, take us through a bit of that before we take the show home.
Sporty FM.
So this is how the draw will work. The clubs are paired based on their positions, and the positions at the end of the league phase. So the top 8 are already through to the round of 16, as you said. I don't want to bore everybody with that. Then there will be 4 seeded clubs in pairs. So from position 9 to position 12 will be seeded on a different phase. Then there will be positions 11 to position 16. They will also be seeded at a different bracket. So let me just use 2 brackets or 2 colors, silver and blue. So positions 9 to 12 will be silver, and positions 13 to 16 will be blue. Then the 4 unseeded pairs from position 17 to positions 19 will go to silver, and then 20 to 24 will go to blue. So basically, that's how it's going to be done. And they will be drawn against each other. So for the seeded pairings, for instance, 9 or 10, which is Real Madrid or Inter Milan, will play one of Bodo Glimt or Benfica. So if Real Madrid are getting Benfica, Inter Milan will get Bodo Glimt. That's how it's going to work. Then for Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, one of them will get one of Monaco or Karabakh. So if PSG gets Monaco, Newcastle gets Karabakh, and vice versa. That's how that is also going to be. Then there is Juventus Athletic versus one of Club Brugge or Galatasaray. So if Juve gets Galatasaray, then Atletico Madrid will play against Club Brugge, and it will also rotate in that manner. If Juve gets Club Brugge, Athletic plays Galatasaray. And then Atlanta or Bayer Leverkusen will play one of Borussia Dortmund or Olympiacos. So if Leverkusen are getting Borussia Dortmund, then Atlanta will play Olympiacos. If Atlanta gets Dortmund, then Leverkusen will play against Olympiacos. So basically, that's how the draw is going to work.
Right. Michael, any fixtures, any matchups you are looking forward to in this draw? Potential matchups that would give us a bit of excitement?
Well, I think the Real Madrid-Benfica game needs a crescendo. So we saw an excellent end to it. It was pure cinema. How about a repeat and encore? So Real Madrid-Benfica will sell a bit more. But I also think a game between Real Madrid-Bodo Glimt, for historical reasons, will be very much positive for the people of Bodo. Having the great Real Madrid play at their stadium. It's just below 10,000 capacity. It's 8,400 if I stand to be corrected. And having Real Madrid, the most successful team in the Champions League, play there will be historic for the northernmost side to play in the UEFA Champions League. Again, PSG Monaco will be very interesting. These are two French clubs who want to pit themselves against each other. And then there will be something similar to what happened last season. PSG are going to win in the Champions League in the playoffs, played against a French side. If they get to play against Monaco, maybe they will be looking at the script repeating. Hopefully, let's see what happens. I think that will also be exciting. Juventus Galatasaray, not really much of a story to tell around it, but I see Atletico Galatasaray being a repeat of what we saw in the league phase. The two clubs played against each other. Then Leverkusen Dortmund has an interesting storyline this season. The two teams have gotten the better side of the other in different competitions. Leverkusen in the DFB Pokal, Dortmund in the Bundesliga. When they finally face off in the Champions League, it will be like we say in the local language, Amagani Amagashi and Imu Amagao. So who gets to win the final one as well? I think it will be exciting. But the biggest tie we can have is Real Madrid versus Benfica, with the Jose Mourinho factor.
Right. Nathan, final words. Any interesting matchups you are looking forward to?
I mean, it's the Real Madrid-Benfica one, the possibility of the two teams getting to meet again. That would be fun. I'd like to see how Real Madrid respond, what Benfica can do over two legs, whether Real Madrid have what it takes, what Jose Mourinho himself will bring. As for Paris Saint-Germain, I think either ways they will go through, whether it's Monaco or Karabakh, I think they will find a way of going through to the playoff stage. I think it's going past the playoff stage. So, it will be interesting to see the various mixes, right? And the fact that each side, you can almost guess because just two options, right? Either this or that. So those are the things. I think Real Madrid Benfica over two legs will make for interesting drama. Right.
Thank you very much, Nathan. The draw is at 11, and you can trust us on Sporty FM to bring you live coverage of that draw all the way from Switzerland. And it's a road to Budapest 2026. Hopefully, Nathan and I will be in Budapest to bring you the final on May 30. So we'll see how all of that pans out. But let me say a big thank you to you, Michael Asaribodi, for joining us on the show. Hopefully, we'll catch up again on Monday. So have a super weekend and keep enjoying your attire, your Morocco imported attire.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Michael Asaribodi joining us from Sporty 91.3 in Kumasi. Nathan is here with me. Nathan, It's been a long morning, but we've had to shuffle between tennis and everything that's happened and everything that would happen over the weekend. But we've largely, brought our listeners up to speed on everything that's happened over the last 24 hours and what will be happening in the next 48 hours. So this is where we draw the curtain down on today's edition of the show. But before I go, Nathan, you know Kwame Juma-Agyemang, right?
Yes, I know Kwame Juma.
Yeah, so Kwame Juma-Agyemang this morning, he sent us a message. So he says today is the birthday of his beautiful wife.
Oh.
Yes, his beautiful wife, Mrs. Dorcas Juma-Agyemang.
Thank you.
So this is the message he sent. He says, happy birthday to the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh, Mrs. Dorcas Juma-Agyemang. It's another 365 days. I love you to bits. Blessings, great health, and wealth is what I ask for you on this special day. Nyamisha will be from your husband and the kids. So Kwame Juma-Agyemang, this one is to his wife, Mrs. Dorcas Juma-Agyemang. He says, happy birthday to you, and he loves you very much. Nathan, you see, I like when my brothers are romantic.
Oh yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
The way they do now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, a big thank you to all our listeners for joining us on the show this morning. It's been a pleasure coming your way with another interesting edition of Ghana's #1 sports morning show, Sporty Breakfast. I did this together with Nathan Kwao. A big thank you to the entire production team, Immortale Jakwa Champo, Yusuf Desaja Isa, Fidelis and Jueji, Abigail Sena Sosu, Kelvin Owusu Anta, Angela Menta, Emmanuel Ayamga, Kofite, David Kofite, Janet Naneku Amankwa, the entire technical team, Trish, Yeyo, Biggie, Douglas, and of course, Jonathan. A big thank you to you all for making this show successful. And our team lead, Gary Housemaid, providing all the support from behind the scenes. We say a big thank you to you. And keep listening to Sporty FM because at 12 we bring you the news. At 12:30 we bring you the poverty alleviation show, Sporty Plug. Nathan, did I get it right?
Yes, poverty alleviation, yes.
Yeah, so Sporty Plug at 12:30 with Immortal and Nana Kwame Labi. At 4, we bring you Sporty Drive with Fifi Banton, the Dynamite. And at 7, there's no European nights on Friday. So at 10, we bring you our exclusive NBA and NFL show, Ball Up Top with Winston Michaels and Rondo. In between time, we'll be bringing lots of sporty stories and lots of podcasts as well. So keep your dial locked on Sporty 106.1 in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. This is Sporty FM, and Sporty FM, as always, is the voice of sport. We'll see you at 11 o'clock with the live draw from Switzerland, the Champions League playoff stage draw from Switzerland. So at 11, we'll be back to bring you coverage of that draw. Thank you. Be good. Have a super day and keep listening to Sporty FM because we are the voice of sport.